my account or whatever for lookups.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
I
Let me make sure I'm not muted the stream. Okay. God dang, Tim's already there. Like literally, I just popped up and he's like on my screen already. Let me move him slightly up. All right, so welcome. Welcome to episode 5 of the podcast. Our special guest today is Power.
Polar, what does that mean?
Yeah, Fuller was out of me. Just for Tiffy. Just what are you guys talking about? But yeah, definitely we have the same old participants. We have Tim, we have Venus, we have Purpose. They are all the voices that you can hear in the background if they're speaking now. It's also Power. So, that's what you read on first glance because of the cutscene, the transition.
Oh, T is for, right.
Yeah, T is for. T is for. Alright, let me switch that out because if I switch out, it's going to trigger that again. But welcome. So, our special guest is Power. You don't see Power, but Power is also here. Let me.
I'm coming.
He's coming. Okay, hold on. Oh, now I have to resize the screen. Hold on.
I'm sorry. I'm resetting everything.
You literally just took the screen from Tim. Hold on.
Okay.
I do that.
I gotta resize this out. Dang it. Wait, 1 second. Oh, yeah, I know why.
Backwards?
Wait, I
It's
know why.
backwards. Hold
on.
Yeah, it is showing up backwards.
Yeah, it's reverse on mine. Hold on.
Oh, no, it's fine. I can fix it real quick.
There you go. Oh, no, good. Oh, guys, now you guys are so big now. I got it. It'll be adjust this again. Let me kind of like turn this down.
It's funny seeing the adjustments in the delay.
I know.
All right, hold on. You guys are making this a little more difficult than it is to be. All right. Oh, God, dang it. You're really tiny. Oh, my God. All right, hold on. This is what happens when 2 videos come on at the same time, man. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. There you go. All right. Now move this way, this way.
My God.
All right. All right, you guys gonna hang up in the top corner now because I'm low enough. You guys can be up here. All right, Power, you are our guest today. So Power, since they have chat or podcast audience probably hasn't seen or heard from you before, tell us about yourself. Tell us what you do. Tell us what you stream. Give us more info about you.
Okay. So I'm a variety streamer who plays a little bit of everything that my community will make me play.
Mm-hmm.
Play a lot of Ark and simulation games, including the newly found prison simulator where I turn everybody into inmates that's in my chat. And then I beat the hell out of them, so that's fun.
That's definitely
sounds like a great time.
that sounds like a great
It is.
time.
It's super fun. If you have any aggressions you need to get out on your viewers, it's the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just LGBTQIA plus streamer. Yeah, there's not a whole lot. I mean, I'm the old gay guy that streams. Try to be everybody's friend, but hates everybody at the same time. So yeah, that's pretty much me.
The mood.
Wait, I heard a hold on. Purpose?
You're gay?
I'm gay. Yeah.
No, it's
I like the
character
dudes.
purpose.
Wait, I can't see Purpose's face. I don't know if he's like you. Go ahead.
I'm floored. I didn't know.
I mean,
This is news.
yeah, that's why I'm always hitting on your wife.
I know, it's ridiculous.
That's why. Yeah, it's okay.
If this is a bit, guys, I'm gonna be like, all right, because I hit the bit the last time with the Purpose Tim cameo, but that's fine. But well, very welcome. All right, so as we do, we're gonna go over general updates. So thank you, welcome Power, this week's month's guest. We definitely appreciate it and definitely feel the insight. I don't know if you talk about this as often because I've talked about this as my own that I went through. Because I know we have a similar. If you don't talk about it, that's fine. But we have a similar medical history with cancer.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I mean, I've no shame in. Listen, the one thing you'll learn, I have no shame about anything. I'll talk about anything as long as it's appropriate. We can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have nothing to hide. So yeah.
So what is your background? Because I think we never talked about it. Because I don't think I have a chance. Like, what kind of like do you care? Like, say what happened and kind of like.
Well, so here's the basis short story of what I tell everybody. It's when I was 30, I've always kind of been a little more obsessed about my medical history than most because my mother was adopted. I've never known my father. I don't really have much medical history. So every year I did pretty much just a general checkup, just to see if there's anything wrong, all the things that people normally wouldn't get done, I got done anyway, just in case. And I had a doctor who was very thorough with that and did what's called an anal pap. And they came back a couple weeks later and was like, just so you know, you have some abnormal cells in your backside area, and you might want to go get that checked out. It's probably nothing, no big deal. Turns out it was stage 3 cancer. So I was diagnosed at 31 because I just turned 31 right whenever this finally happened, because I just started at 30. I started the testing and stuff, and by the time I got it, it was 31. So at 31, I got diagnosed with rectal cancer, which actually is one of the most predominant cancers of people between the ages of 35 and 45 in the male perspective, which it used to be 55 to 65. And the year that I got diagnosed, the rise in that group actually went up 167%.
Wow.
So yeah, they equate a lot of it to being born in the early 80s and eating a lot of Oreos, the starch. I mean, not starches. The sweet and low stuff, all the fake
the
chemicals.
Yeah,
the aspartame, the stuff that we heavily ingested. They equate a lot of that to that, is what they're starting to find out. So yeah. I got diagnosed with that, went through super intensive radiation and chemo, and actually didn't have a whole lot of problems with it. I did 24 hours a day, 7 days a week chemo for 8 weeks. And then radiation, I did 2 hours every day for 8 weeks. And basically they burnt me to death is what they did. About 6 months later, they're like, you won't have any problems after that. About 6 months later, I started noticing bone deterioration and such. And I went, everything was good. We didn't really pay much attention to the side effects that were happening. We were just kind of it's part of what it is. Went back to work. And first night back at work, I picked up a tray because I was a manager for a restaurant. And both of my hips collapsed under the weight of the tray. And I fell out right there and had 2 hip replacements, which then got infected because of all the other stuff, caused me to go into sepsis. I died 3 times on the table. A bunch of situations, got hip replacements put back in, couldn't walk for about 1.5 years. And I was wheelchair bound. And they told me I'd probably never walk again. And then I pretty much just said, F it. So I still have cancer. They can never really get rid of it because of where it's placed. But, I live every day. I keep moving and trucking along. That's what it's all about.
That is, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too in-depth because I've gone into it before, but my main story is it was esophageal cancer. I never really got diagnosed, literally, well, if you can... I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, you can see that, right? If you're looking at my screen, there's just a big...
I was pointing to that if people can't figure out esophageal.
Oh, esophageal too. But I have a different scar. But yeah, esophageal is part of the throat. And I think diagnosed about at least 7 years ago. So that would have been early 30s. So we're around the same time. We're probably going through the same other things. They were able to chemo and then radiation, and then shrink it down to the point where they could remove it. But then I have no esophagus now. So that's the difference. It's literally I can't eat as much as normal people do. I have really bad reflux. I vomit a lot because of that reflux. So I'm also kicking and literally about Tim's nervous about 30 now. All these health issues. But
right when I was 30.
Well, right around that point. But yeah, of course,
you're going to go through a different change at 30.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But literally, it's been walking, still kicking, still doing stuff. I've been post at least 6 years almost post operation. So they have it removed, but it's constantly checked. But you're always in the back of your head, and like, yeah, you're a little different than other people. So, but
Yeah.
that's anything. But that's why I didn't realize I figured it out. But we kind of found it out randomly, but we never we'll talk about details. So glad we have it here to talk about detail too. So yeah, but thank you for sharing that.
Oh, no problem. I mean, it's one of those things like, for me, it was, okay, so I'm a little different whenever it comes to like that whole situation. Like, it's just, for me, since I guess I live with it every day and I know that there's always possibly something coming around the corner, I kind of just, I guess I just expect it. And now it's just where I'm just like, it's what it is. I mean, you can't, like, you just keep moving, and people forget, like, like there's a lot of bad crap that can happen to you in life, but like it's what you make of it, like for real. And that's what this whole experience has been for me. Like it changed me as a person. It changed like my outlook on life. And I've learned not to take things for so for granted that I used to take for granted, for sure.
Exactly. But definitely yeah, one of those things is definitely you need to I hear echo somewhere, or is this me?
It may be me.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Is it me?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Slightly.
all right, slightly.
But
yes, so going from that topic standpoint, I mean, that's totally like about power updates along the crew, because I know it's been a month since we all got together. Let's go and kind of like, since Purpose has been kind of quiet, Purpose, you have an update. What's been going on in your life? What's been any particular update you want to share? Anything's changed since the last time you were on the podcast?
So since we were on the podcast, do you guys hear my fans?
No, I don't hear it.
No.
Okay. All right. So last time we were on the podcast, I've been playing more Genshin. 3.0 came out. So Sumeru bound. I'm totally not playing it right now. Venus can check to see if I'm logged
She's
in.
not playing it right now.
Not playing right now.
Not at all.
I'm playing a different game instead.
I'm opening Epic.
Don't open Epic, Tim. Don't open Epic. Don't open Epic.
I got ties playing Genshin.
I started Ty's playing Genshin. Ooh.
I'm not playing Genshin. No.
I started this last week. I started back at class in college. I'm taking a PLC class this semester. So I'm learning how to write programs for PLCs in the industrial world and make machines do cool stuff. But that's kind of been just about it for me. I've just been busy with work and then playing Genshin, and I played a little bit of the new Path League. It's not as bad as it's being made out to be online right now. There's a lot of FUD going around about that, but just kind of hanging out.
Gotcha.
Doing my thing. Work.
That's standard here. Venus, any updates from you?
No, not really. I don't do much. I mean, classes, I'm doing my last class before I can get my AA this semester. And that started up this week. So, I mean, there's that. But that aside, no, I don't really got anything. I'm going to be learning coding soon once I get my refund from school. I'm going to buy like the Code Academy Pro thing.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm gonna look into coding because my brother-in-law says that it should be pretty easy for me, which he's probably right. But he can also get me a job in that field, and it's a pretty stable field.
Your brain's squishy enough that you can still incorporate that in and make that work somehow.
I'm only 12, you know?
12. There you go.
Perfect time to learn.
There you go. Tim.
My other kids were getting very upset the other night because we were watching Venus play some Genshin, and she was using some colorful terms when we were describing how she felt about characters.
Mm-hmm.
And my oldest child said, "Well, she's younger than me. She's only 12, and she gets to use that language. Why can't I use it?"
But does she know for real?
Y'all are the parents.
Oh, yeah. Wow. All right. That's funny.
Because you
Tim.
can't punish me. I live
Yeah,
states
but,
away.
Yeah. What's the update?
For me, I burned out, I guess. I've just been working too much. I made because I work weird, complicated finance. Like there was some exchange that was happening, and I took away my attention. And there was a new deal that was supposed to happen. They always pay on the 25th. And I've realized at 2:00 on the 25th that one of them was not actually finished being set up, and that was my responsibility. No, but I didn't notice it. So I was like, you know what? That was a really stupid, easy mistake. I'm burnt out.
All right, raid's coming in. Hold on a second. Thank you for the raid, Winter. Appreciate you. And there's a shadow plane. One second. And this is epic catch.
Ready?
Hey,
I'm gonna do my best.
and catch. There. Epic play. Thank you for the raid. Real quick before Tim continues. Thank you for the raid. Raiders, my name is Ty. Also go by Titanical, variety streamer on Twitch. You have come into the TPP podcast with Tim, Power, and also in our heads and our ears because we can't see him, Venus, and also Purpose. So welcome and appreciate it. Appreciate the raid. Appreciate coming in. Thank you for that. And then also Tim, you can continue your update. Go ahead.
All right. Hey guys, I'm Purpose. I don't stream on Twitch. I'm just here doing the podcast.
Oh,
And I like to party.
Left us in suspense.
I almost forgot the key detail there. It's not like me.
I was gonna ask who you were because that's not the Purpose I know.
yeah, it's not the Purpose I know you do. Wait,
This Purpose is all business.
oh my god, guys. All right, thank you. But Tim, was that it for you?
Well, so basically it was a dumb mistake, and I was like, you know what? I should take time off. How much time do I have I can take off? Oh, 2.5 weeks. So 1 week of that is going to Universal later on, where I'll be meeting the non-corporeal Venus.
Non-corporeal Venus. Nice.
I'm so excited to scare you guys.
Because we don't know what she looks like, so it's going to be us standing there looking like idiots, and like some tiny woman's going to approach us from...
I'm going to walk past you guys like 3 times before I introduce myself.
I have an issue with you calling my daughter a woman.
Ooh, wait, that's my daughter too. Wait. I'm fine with it over here. But wait, Tim's the mom.
Yeah, Tim's my mom.
Yeah.
Mom can call me whatever she wants.
She's getting there independent of us. That's an adult.
Yeah, see, that's an adult. Exactly.
Yeah, my birth mom.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wasn't going to say that because that takes away from my example, but...
Look, I don't drive. I have too much anxiety.
Yeah,
I can't do
I
it.
don't either.
Exactly. Tim, do you have the fear that you're going to go meet Venus and like when you get there, you're going to go up to the wrong person and be like, oh, hey, Venus, and it not be Venus?
A little bit, but I feel like I am going to have to use my old bouncer skills to just assess a crowd and like pick out the most likely person like the second they make a move in my direction with what few facts I have. And I feel like I can narrow it down to at least like 3 people.
I mean, I'm giving you guys my general description.
Don't go in his direction.
No, I'm gonna give them a wide berth and walk past them a few times to throw them off.
I have complete faith that if I was in this situation, that I could identify Venus without her telling me who she is.
I do too, but I know she's going to find me first.
Yeah, because I know what you look like.
Yeah, because my stupid head sticks out of a crowd. So she's gonna see where my blind spot is behind me because she can see my head like the crowd's gonna be here down. But so it's back to the update of so I was looking at my time. I was like, oh yeah, I guess I could take a week off. So I decided this on Thursday. So today I go to put in my like out of office message for next week. And one, I noticed that Labor Day is there, so save the time there. I never remember when any holidays are.
Right.
But for another part, I noticed that in my out of office message, the last time I took time off was in May. So that might be part of why I burned out.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit, I can imagine. But you're here. I think you took some yesterday off to like recoup and from streaming. I don't mean from work.
I was doing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was doing damage control till 6 yesterday.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, that wouldn't.
Normally I only need to work like 5 out of the 8 hours at work if I do it right. But yesterday I just couldn't do it. And I've been at the point lately where I've been like, what do I want to play? And I go through the whole games catalog of like 100 games. I'm like, I don't want to touch any of these. So.
Oh, I see.
Better to take a day off.
Yeah, better take it off. Makes sense. All right. So, what is my update? So since last month, the only major, San Diego was like right before last month. So after this month, the only major, thing, and you guys, if you guys don't know, and you guys haven't seen the last stream that was on a Just Dance stream on Saturday, I drove all the way to Georgia to meet Winter. So we had a very enjoyable weekend at the Airbnb that we were staying at, and then that was I think the major thing. It was just very like it's like another IRL person you meet in person. Like, what do you say? I met Tim, I met Sarah, I met Essen in San Diego, so I got a chance to meet her. So it was very fun, a fun weekend and just hanging out and doing. Apparently, when you get two content creators together, we do content creation things. So we created like TikTok videos, drone, did a stream. So it was a fun weekend. Beyond that, coming back is just literally, as Tim says, work, and everyone says work. So back in the work grind, doing everything to get done. I am excited though, because I also doing a trip again for New York Comic Con. So it's not like I'm just like subscribing what we're doing there, but that's like the only big thing I'm excited to do, and that's only for my 41st birthday, because I'm probably still the oldest man here. 41st birthday coming up, so that would be my general update, I guess, for anything that really have changed within the last month. But still same thing streaming. I definitely added that live light, so more lights and flashy stuff, so always constantly streaming and doing stuff too. But yeah, so there you go. So that's updates for everybody. Topics. So it's gonna be, hopefully you guys can branch off some things, but let's see. One of the topics I want to kind of discuss, and I think I was gonna do this before, but kind of like it got slightly tabled. It depends on if you're a comic book person. So I'm a comic book person. I like the debate between Marvel, DC, and the franchises, and like I know a lot of people are particular to the Marvel movies, but there are some DC movies out there that are still trying to make that mark. So the debate is like any upcoming projects you're excited about from either DC or Marvel. And it could be from TV shows to movies to new franchises coming out. And like, I don't know, I have to kind of recap because I don't know. The last thing I saw was Doctor Strange, because I have not been in the movie theater, which is another discussion. Because my that's where it's like tangent. My mom is terrified that I would get COVID if I sat in the movie theater for like 2 hours. But one thing that I've only seen certain things. So has anyone, might not be a topic, I don't know the gauge of the people here, if they people are Marvel or DC fans at all, that have anything that they are looking forward to seeing or are fans of the movies. Or I think I probably used this for Spoopy, but she wasn't here. She's not here this month. So, but yeah, I leave it open to the floor. So if anyone has anything on upcoming movie franchise, if you don't, I'm going to be really salty at this point.
I don't keep up with movies.
That we don't have anything.
Am I gonna be the one? Because yeah. So DC, I'm looking forward, and I know a lot of people don't realize this. I'm looking forward to He-Man coming out, the movie, if it ever comes out. DC now owns the rights to He-Man, so they've rewritten the comics. The comics are actually really well done, and they botched the Netflix show. So of course, I'm waiting to see if they botch the movie. You know, but I'm excited about it because I'm a He-Man freak. So yeah.
I have the power.
Says formally, I have the power. Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly,
A little bit of a He-Man freak, just a little bit.
Oh, is that the origin of that?
Yeah, because whenever he I hold my sword aloft and say, "Ah, the power." Yeah. Yeah.
I gotcha.
And funny enough, my birth date is the same year it came out. So the number that used to be behind it, which was 83, was kind of a double entendre because it was my birth year and the birth year for He-Man.
Am I?
See?
I am frozen. Thank you.
You are frozen. I was looking there. I was like, is Tim, because power wasn't frozen, so I was confused if Tim was frozen. But Tim is frozen. But yeah, I also definitely I grew up on He-Man too, so I definitely remember the sword, everything.
The stupid camera.
Camera just like Tim at all. But definitely remember that too. I don't know. There's I think I've literally have watched every Marvel movie, so I'm assuming from Venus and Purpose standpoint, they're like, not really, but I mean, definitely with. I
mean, I watch a lot of the Marvel movies. I'm not as big into DC. I just don't keep up with stuff that's coming out until it's about to come out or it is out.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I mean, I keep up with some of it, but it really has to draw my attention. I was super excited when Shazam was about to come out because Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel, was one of my favorite characters for the longest time. I mean, I own every book of Shazam that there is. And they botched it. So it's like everyone that I get excited about always winds up getting botched, except for Deadpool. It was the only good one so far that I've seen that I've just been like, yes, it's so right. So yeah, I'm waiting for Deadpool, but when it comes out, I'll be excited about that. Beyond that, I kind of am the same way. I see it as they come, and when they get kind of closer, I'm like, yeah, that could be cool. And then I'm either really excited or really disappointed.
Okay, so I'll take this opportunity since I'm getting scalded over here about how I'm not talking about one of my favorite subjects, but I was just letting everybody else have the floor, okay?
Oh yeah, that's on purpose. Good.
Go for it.
So I'm getting scalded over here. So I like it all. I'm more partial to Marvel than DC, specifically comic book wise. I know we can all joke about how terrible DC's films and everything is. I personally think that DC has done a great job with their TV shows, at least back with the Arrowverse.
Okay.
I thought that the Arrowverse was really good. I watched a whole lot of the Arrowverse up until right around the time that they released I don't know if it was Batgirl or Catwoman. I don't know. It was one of the
Batwoman.
Catwoman.
Supergirl. We watched the first season of Supergirl, and then it's just too much to keep up with.
Yeah.
So we kind of fell off on that. But I actually thought the Flash TV series. I think that Grant, however you say his last
Justin.
name. Yes, I think that he's the best Barry Allen ever. I loved him in that show. As far as Marvel movies, I watched them all. I watched all this TV series. I'm current on She-Hulk right now. But going away from Marvel and DC, I don't think that maybe DC own Sandman? I thought that
Yes, it's a DC property.
Okay. Well, so I had never really been exposed to Sandman, and that TV series really surprised me. I liked it quite a bit.
It was really good.
It was really
I
good,
loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So
close to
yeah,
CGC, yep.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading comments. Sorry, I'm reading comments. Sorry, Torvis, go ahead.
Sandman's
No,
Neil
no,
Gaiman.
So yeah, I mean that's my stance on it. I
Mhm.
like all of that. So, am I looking forward to anything? Again, all of it. I think that Black Adam looks like it could be pretty cool. Plus,
Yep,
it's got
exactly.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and I love me some Dwayne the Rock Johnson. And I am looking forward to the new Black Panther movie, seeing how they deal with the
Chadwick.
loss of Chadwick,
Awesome. Yep,
and
exactly.
I can't wait. One thing that I haven't talked about that is pretty important with me. I don't watch any of the trailers. I don't look into any spoilers. I have friends at work that have a really hard time like talking to me about the stuff because like they'll be on IMDb looking up like who's playing what character. I don't care to know what characters are in a movie. Like because I go into that movie, I know I want to see it anyway, so I just feel like going in completely blank slate. I don't know anything about it. Like there's some things
Yeah.
you just can't avoid.
That's
But
true.
going in completely blank slate as much as you can just is great. And I love it, and I feel that it makes the movies much more enjoyable to me.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I have to watch the
So-
previews, and I have to know who's in it, because if I go into a movie theater and I see like Flashpoint or something like that, and a certain character's not in there that I expect to be there because it was in the comics, oh, it's over. It's over. You will see me having a complete meltdown in the movie theater, and like, no, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
So to
I
be
don't even want
fair, I actually whenever Civil War came out, I was like I thought it was a good movie, but I was so upset because I was like, this does not do justice to Civil War. Like that comic book, like that story, like I love that story, and it was like this just does not do it justice. But yes, I see where you're coming from for sure. Like I said, me personally, I just love going in blind. If I'm disappointed, I'm disappointed. And like definitely see what you're saying, like where we have our rages about things, but it is what it is.
Indeed. So you bring that the point about sorry, you have something else?
Well, so I'm in a similar camp to Purpose, except that as I was saying in chat, I did burn out on that all of Marvel after Endgame. I think the only thing I've seen is Shang-Chi. That was it.
That was it.
Ever since then, I've just touched nothing.
Oh. Yeah, it's not even on. Sorry. Let me turn it off. My bad.
But as far as not looking things up, I'm exactly the same way. But because if I know any details in advance, I will end up picking apart the plot. I mean, we were watching a show tonight, *Halt and Catch Fire*, and there's like two characters that end up shacking up together. And the second that they put them in the same room, I paused them like, Hail Mary call, they're gonna hook up. And 6 episodes later, they finally pulled that.
Oh, there you
go. But it's like I can pick up from the smallest details where the plot's going. I grew up like watching stuff from very young. I'm raised by a writer, so like I can't help it. The only way I can avoid it is showing up to a movie blasted, and that's not really healthy. So the other way is to just not interact with the media in any way, shape, or form. And then
wait, what's not healthy about that?
I don't remember. It's you know what? I should do it more.
All right, so let me put my 2 cents real quick before I went. So yes, Wakanda Forever. Definitely, I want to see how they're gonna approach Chadwick Boseman's passing, how they're going to progress that for sure. And of course, if you saw the show about like Miss Marvel Comic Con or Comic, I forget how to pronounce her name correctly, but for the Marvels, that is also coming out in the timeline. But one thing that I'm really really was excited for to see was Blade. Blade is really coming down. Like if you have not seen the original Blade movie with Wesley Snipes, to have that character brought back into the Marvel universe, I'm especially excited because Blade for me was like the iconic like vampire movie, Daywalker, and like I love that. Like I figured out when it came out because it came out even before all the Marvel stuff started coming out. So that is what I'm excited for. But yeah, in terms of like DC, they've attempted, like even with Wonder Woman, like the previous one, like they've tried to capture what Marvel has, and I don't. Someone can come at me with this if I say it, but I don't think DC has gotten that point where there's enough Marvel like Marvel where anything's interconnected. Like they're trying their best to do so, and like people can have this like maybe DC's more grittier, more not like more dark storyline, but like the way they just unfolded it just seems like it's like I don't think it's like a big mess. It's just like there's no cohesion, and anyone can agree to disagree with me if they want to spout something in. But that's what I think. But yeah, definitely other things too. Black Adam is definitely one of the things I'm excited for because, you know, Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Black Adam, you know, who would not want to see that? But yeah, I think in terms of Marvel, I'm more excited for Marvel stuff coming out, but even where the progression with the storyline as a whole. So anyone want to disagree with that opinion about DC's not as good as Marvel, or in comparison to both? Or, yeah.
So I think Purpose said it earlier. I mean, DC is kind of known for their TV and like shorts and stuff like that, and their TV work. And I think they do a really good job because they have a different set of writers that really like focus on, that are the comic writers that are being really brought in intricately to their cartoon series, and they really know how to play those up. Whereas Marvel's always kind of been more of a big screen, like they made it, they focused on that, which, you know, they've each focused in their own area, and they're having a hard time. Well, I think even Marvel's having somewhat of a hard time. It's not as hard. I think it's easier to come from big screen down than it is to go big screen up.
That's true.
But, you know, I think that they're both having a hard time kind of hitting those other boundaries, especially DC. I mean, DC wants it to be adult and kind of gritty, kind of like their cartoon series and stuff, because that's really what their comics are about. If you think about it, they all have some kind of dark grit to them, and it just doesn't play well on the movies. So I think it's interesting that you say that, because I think everybody really feels that, but they don't know how to express it, because it's so much better on TV with DC. Just it is.
I also you touched on a point that we haven't talked about, and don't get me wrong, I like there's quite a few Marvel cartoons that I like, but overall DC cartoons, I feel they do again a better job with their cartoons than Marvel. And I think, to be fair, that Marvel is coming into that role a lot better coming up. Maybe it's easier, like you said, but I also think part of it has to do with like now Kevin Feige being over like everything, and he has such a big care for all of it anyway. And so like giving him control over not just the MCU, but now he's the head of the actual comics division, and he's doing all the stuff and making sure that all of it meshes well and everything comes together better than, you know, before. Because we used to be in a world where we were just writing comic books for comic books, and now we're writing comic books for other media as well. And it's not to say that you can't have just a comic book, but you need to be mindful of what other mediums can it translate to. And I think that they're doing a really good job of that. Whereas I think where DC misses the mark is like DC sees the success that Marvel's had but Marvel had with their MCU, like they had how many movies where they like developed these stories and then brought them all together. DC will just be like, well, we did a Batman movie, we did a Superman movie, and we did a Wonder Woman movie. Let's just throw the Flash in there, throw Cyborg in there, and boom, we got the Justice League. And it's like, but there was no real like character development. Not that there's much room in like a Batman's character development. This is one reason that, you know, I think that one issue I think they have is like they've rebooted these series so many times that like going back and telling the same story again, just people aren't interested in that, which I think again is why Marvel is hitting so well, is like they had to reboot Spider-Man again. And whenever I watched that Spider-Man, I was like, this feels like Spider-Man, but it's totally a new story, and I'm chill. Like that's chill. I'm good with that.
I don't
like,
know. I need to see Uncle Ben die one more time.
Yeah, right. Like
kill him for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it makes sense. I think like you're right. Some of the mediums definitely for DC they've improved, and Marvel has probably lacked because definitely a lot of DC cartoons are pretty good. I see that fact, and like I bring up one point, which is the movies. But yes, definitely in comparison to the two, they don't necessarily have the same part, but I guess eventually looking down the line for it. I mean, like the one thing though, I'm still kind of like, how many Joker films have we had, or how many incarnations of the Joker? Like, is that one thing that? Because I feel like what was it first in Suicide Squad with Jared Leto, but now like there's another one after that.
Actual cult leader Jared Leto, by the way.
Yeah. Oh gosh, then like
not a joke. He has an island.
Oh, he's an island. Oh, okay.
Yeah, an island with a cult on it.
And who was in? Hold on, I can't remember now because I'm not remembering who was in the other movie.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. So Joaquin Phoenix has been playing that.
A name that is an enemy to spelling. Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
Or Jack Nicholson. One of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, many incarnations of Joker. I feel like just like I think DC does have this iconic characters too, and literally it is more the grittier, darker role of the DC, and like I think there's appeals to both sides. Like I think Marvel's more lighthearted and like relates to a lot of people, and DC probably relates to or the adult, as we said, and the more grittier side of it. But in terms of like the roadmap, I think that's the thing that's kind of like, I don't know. That's my only qualm. But yeah, I could see that branching out both directions. So we'll leave it at that.
I think in the reboot area, I think you're right 100%. The reboots really have killed Marvel movie-wise. Like we had Batman's the best example, obviously. Like you had Batman and Robin, which was super campy and super like the Batman that nobody wants to talk about, but it was still my favorite. You had the Dark Knight. I mean, you've had like all these iterations over and over again, and it just loses the magic of like what the authentic story is. And that's one thing about Marvel. They literally like say, this is your character, this is what you're getting, and they just call it what it is. Even if it's not with the comic book, they go for it. And they say, this is it, here's your origin story that you're getting from the movie, done. You know, and I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, the best iteration of Batman, I'm just going to throw this out there, in my opinion, is Gotham. And the reason is because it was so absurd how they did it and how they changed up the entire story. Like, it made the Batman stories good again. And it was like, interesting. Like, you tell me the story in a completely different way, but still telling me the story, and I'm not mad about it. You know, so like, why couldn't they continue that on? Like, I don't know. Why couldn't they take the Flash from the TV and put him on the movie? Because who the hell needs Ezra Miller? I mean, let's just be real here. I mean, why couldn't they take their small screen and throw them big screen and make the stories kind of connect? I don't know. It's a bothers. That's what it bothers me, that
yeah.
there is no
You know,
congruency at all anywhere.
So I actually took issue with Marvel for that for a while, because they, like, the Agents of Shield show,
Oh,
like, really, I loved that show, and
yeah, I
it
had to forget about it.
actually
It,
like
yeah.
it actually, like, was a really good show, and they, like, chose to keep it referred to the MCU, like, it referred to the movies all the time,
hmm
but, like, the movies acted like it didn't exist, like that. Like, I was
Mhm.
looking forward to the day that we saw, like, Phil Coulson like, come back into the movies, even if only for a cameo, because he was there. Like, he's there through all this stuff. We never saw Quake in any of the movies. We never saw, like, the we introduced the entire Inhuman, like, idea in the show, and then we never did anything with it in the movies. Like,
Right.
they just
Right.
don't exist.
Mhm.
And it
That-
made no sense to me.
It was always the movies could affect what was happening in the TV world, but the TV world
Right.
never affected what happened in the movies, and it was bothersome. It was very bothersome.
And don't get me wrong,
Willing to
I
bet that there was no
understand-
communication for that, though.
Oh yeah.
No,
They were like, hey, so the movies are out, so you can draw from that, but they were never like, hey, this is going to happen in the TV show if you want to, like, reference it.
So
Yeah.
so I think that it's not even just that, like, because I was about to say, like, I understand why. I understand why they didn't reference the shows in the movies. And that's simply because they're like, they don't want to have to, like, make people feel like they have to watch the TV series to be involved in the movie world. Right?
Mhm.
Like, they don't want to make you feel like you have to do the homework in order to be involved with the big universe that they've made. I understand why. I just think that it, like, not ever even giving us a glimpse of it is kind of sad. And I was really excited whenever they announced that, they were doing the Daredevil movie, or the Daredevil show, like, happening within the MCU, because I'm like, well, at least they're gonna acknowledge one of the shows, even though it was a Netflix show. Like, at least they're gonna acknowledge one of them in MCU. I don't know how far that's gonna go, but yeah, it's always bugged me.
Gotcha. Sorry, like my throat's still coughing. All right, so just let me recap chat, because I mean we're kind of grunting over that. So Ahmed is talking about One Punch should be all it takes to Superman defeat Batman. He really didn't like Superman and Batman, and Avatar is like, right, MCU, no X-Men. Also, Superman could freaking run away at the moment, saw Kryptonite and Laser pull out the Bruce. What? Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's a lot of comments about Superman versus Batman. And then
There should be a lot of
Yes,
comments about how Superman sucks.
I mean, he
see
does.
Well, he does
His
for a
story is
movie.
inherently difficult to write.
Yeah, and also Avatar's excited for season 2 of What If, even though they never talk about a Watcher. And then of course going to deepfakes. I don't know how that relates. Oh, it's just, I don't know what that concept was. I guess something where deepfakes were like Fast and Furious. I'm not sure. But I think, yeah, that covers everything. All right. So continuing on off that slightly. So thank you for that. We'll move to another topic. So one of the things we kind of do during these is kind of like ask me anything. And if you guys paid attention or saw that comment, there's a little, we'll do like lengths of like assignments. So usually the person who's the first person has a question for the next person, who said then that's a question next person, and we won't do them all at one time. So as you saw, let me pop quiz you guys if you're not scrolling up in the chat right now. Tim, who do you have?
I have power.
Power, who do you have? Power's that guy. Who do you have?
Oh,
I have
fuck,
no
I should have
idea.
said I have the power. Damn it!
Damn.
You
I'll take purpose.
Well,
No,
you
Power-
have Venus
Power,
though.
You have Venus. You've got to
Okay,
assign
it's-
people. You've been assigned.
You were assigned.
So Venus, who do you have?
I have purpose.
Purpose you have?
Oh. Okay.
What an
I
uplifting
have
statement.
Ty.
Okay, and then I have Tim. All right, so Tim, you are
No, you
first.
didn't say that. You didn't say that. No one asked me anything according to what you listed. I'm safe.
Who do I need to ask what? 'Cause
I
I'll ask
loop
anybody a
around.
question. I got questions
Okay.
about the wazoo.
All right. Tim, first up.
Do
You
we
asked-
want to just let purpose
Yeah,
not purpose
let's-
power
let's
ask
hold
all
on
of the
that side.
questions?
Power, you want to ask all the questions?
We
everybody?
can. We've already. I'm fine with power asking all the questions too.
I'm
Oh.
fine with that.
Oh,
All right,
Is
so-
power
I was joking,
fine
but
with
okay.
power?
Sure.
Well, Power. Okay, this is ask me anything. If you want to ask a question to someone you wanted to know, like literally, this is a ask me anything question. So you can start with Tim then. If you want to start with Tim, what kind of question would you ask Tim if you haven't known about him? I wanted to get to know
Oh.
more. And what I know this is kind of hard because usually I like this ahead of time so you can think about what question you want to ask. But if you can do this for every single person, more power to you. But you can start with Tim. Just see what you want to ask.
Power, just power.
You get
I
to
have
find
all the
another
power.
power-related name.
I have all the power.
You have all the power.
Does it need to be on any topic or just in general?
You can do
Anything.
any
Anything
you wanna
that's
ask.
why it's asked you anything.
Just
Okay.
be TOS appropriate.
Oh, of
and-
course,
you.
of course, of course.
True.
Tim, my question for you: what do you see yourself doing in the next 5 years? Or what are your goals for the next 5 years?
So-
That's a better question.
Goal in the next 5 years is to afford a down payment on a house.
That's legit.
To finally move like out of the city. Not because I don't want to be in the city, but because I want to afford somewhere to live, and that's nowhere near the city. I'm at the point where I can. Yeah, Ahmed, you're gonna hate that question for the rest of your life. Don't worry.
No, I know it's gonna be it comes with every time.
I was such a snarky little shit in high school that when that question came up in the yearbook, I wrote better off than you. I'd have punched me. But yeah, it's at a point where like I've also started. Well, I guess I will be transitioning. I set the appointment for August 1st before the doctor canceled on me. Great for them. I reschedule it the next day, and they're like, "Great, our next opening is August 30th, so that's happening next week." So hopefully I can start doing that. That's going to take a while to go through. So I guess in 5 years, the idea is to have got myself to a point in transitioning, and I'll still be hopefully working at the job that I'm at now, because otherwise, I can't imagine having the leverage to work from home the way that I do now. And trying to find another job mid-transition or even post-transition is terrifying. Because I'm probably never going to pass. I'm very masculine. I'm 6'5". I walk into anywhere, even if I've fully passed. I'm 6'5". They're going to be like, "That's hello." So,
Hey, I know a guy that can fix you up with passing. I'm just saying.
Let me tell you. The
yeah,
first time I hear somebody say I know a guy, I always get worried.
I know.
Please,
I was like-
please don't know a guy.
Okay.
Please don't
We
know a
shouldn't
guy.
know any guys.
especially with all the research I've been doing the last week that has led to the stress that led me to burn out. Yes, I'm 6'5", Ahmed. Let me.
Yes, all. I've seen you. Texting you.
This
I'm
is not
so
fair.
excited to stand next to you for you to
Yeah.
just tower
Hey,
over
we,
me.
we need a banana for reference.
One moment. Hold on.
I mean,
God.
um,
All right.
All right. Let's do
Oh, there you go.
this.
There's the banana
we
for
go.
reference.
Banana for reference.
Reference standing next to banana. Oh wow.
Does
Yeah.
this make it more clear?
That
He
help?
is tall. Literally, when I met him, I was like looking up,
Just
and I'm
every
like
now and then,
5'6".
unprompted, he was just muttering like, "So tall."
I was. It was so yeah.
Tim, your normal height.
Yeah,
Completely
average.
average.
I'm normal height.
You're
Everyone
average.
else is
He's
short.
There you go.
No, you're short compared to the people I'm around.
Well, you also are around Nuka's family, who is also tall.
So I'm just going to throw
Yeah.
this out there. And this is just a
Yours?
general, like, I love you, Tim. So I'm just going to throw this out. If you ever need help with any of that, call me.
I told you I know a guy.
I've actually done a lot of work with some of my friends who've transitioned, and some of the challenges that you can face through that.
Yeah.
I've been there through a lot of those. So, like, if you ever need help with
Diagrams of
those, let me
tucking
know.
alone.
Huh?
Look, I'm just saying, She-Hulk's tall too.
I mean,
yeah, she's also animated like shit.
Oh
To
yeah,
get
I watched
back
that.
to being
So think
tall.
of the cosplay.
I mean, I feel like.
Yeah. Honestly, cosplay is probably going to be my first like testing grounds for a lot of me trying to
Mhm.
transition stuff. I mean, like, the first step is already taken. Don't worry, it's TOS safe. I got some
Yeah.
honkers now.
Let's go.
I had to get a different size because the first one was way too tight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if we, I guess it's related. My AMA question for you was going to be, how did you first get into drag?
Okay.
This is on sort of on the subject.
So funny that you asked that. I actually got into drag. A lot of my stories sound like sob stories, and they're not. I promise. Let me just preface with this. Like, they sound like
Southern.
sob stories. Like, when I'm like, "Oh, I have cancer," like most people are like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "No. It was a good thing." So same situation with drag. Like, for drag, it was I actually was homeless. I'd been kicked out of my house. Was living in my car for about a year, and really struggling to like pull my life back together. And I met a drag queen who was like, "You should totally come do this." Not to mention, I've done theater my whole life, so like putting on makeup and putting on a wig, and that was all normal. Like, that was just normal fodder to me. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was like, "Hey," they're like, "We can probably get you into this bar," and I was underage. I was 19 at the time. They're like, "We can probably get you in this bar and get you like at least a couple of gigs to make you some money." And one of the queens had just quit whenever I went in, and they were holding open auditions, and it was a 21 and up club, and I just happened to walk in, have sex with the owner of the place, and got the job. So yeah, it was one of those, like, it got me back on my feet. I was one of those, I was what I called a garbage dumpster queen, who literally would go and find things and make costumes, and it worked, and it made money, and it it wound up getting me to a point I was stable and had a home and all this other stuff, and then wound up getting a real job, and kind of flourished from there. And then I kind of stopped for a while. I kind of tinker. I mean, I tinker in it every once in a while. I just don't really touch it a whole lot anymore. But I really, like, I had a lot of friends that on my cast, there were 3 people who were transitioning at the time. And like back then at 19 for me, because I'm almost 40, like even back then it was so taboo, and like the things that we learned, and I don't know, it was just a whole new world, and I'm so glad I got to experience it, But yeah, I started really young, and it was literally a way to save myself, and then it became just a way to express like kind of my theater side. Because when I don't do theater for a long time, you'll notice I'm in drag more. So it's just an artistic expression. So
I
that's how I
was
got into it.
told to tell Power to plug his drag stream.
Oh, drag stream's coming up. I don't know when. That's why we weren't going to plug it, Nuka. God. I can literally hear Nuka yelling at me over
Follow
here.
Yeah.
Power. Go
No,
call
no,
Power.
it's
He's gonna
easy.
do a drag scream.
Yeah, I'm going to do a
Don't
drag
worry,
stream.
it's-
I've got
You have to follow him and like, do you have a Discord?
Yeah.
You have to join his Discord, and then you'll
Wait,
know when the drag stream is. There you go.
we have hold on here. TOS safe because I do it all the time on stream, and Nuka will appreciate this. I mean, we have drag boobs, and I'm literally going to be like this the entire time. Like I thought about even doing the camera just from like my lips down, just with this, and being like, I'm a good gamer, just to be a dick. But I decided not to do that, you know.
I
Feels
was
a bit punching
I
down.
just want you to know you need to feel the mom glare.
Oh, the mom. There.
Oh,
There you
Anyway,
go.
Alright.
the drag
Can I
stream
move to my
date
next
is
question?
Venus. Venus, unplug headphones for a sec. The date is
Thank you for the warning.
Thank you. All right. I'll typically, Power, are you okay? I mean, do you want to just rapid fire or go for your one? I mean, you can take some time to think about it. Not
no,
pressure
I'm
right now.
good. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. The next
Okay.
one's going to Purpose.
All right, there you go.
Purpose. If you had not met Nuka and you were not married to Nuka, who would be your dream girl and why?
I can feel the mom glare.
I can see the one there too.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Yeah, as
No,
soon as it was like, if you had not
yeah.
met Nuka, I was like, oh no.
You're allowed to
Okay,
legally
so-
abstain.
So that's not a problem. It's just me actually like picking a type
Yeah,
or someone.
Well, I mean, like who,
because
like what traits? What would you go for? Would you pick? Would you? Okay, here I'll put you in the doghouse for a second. Here,
yeah,
would you pick people like Nuka again? No, I'm just playing. Don't answer that one.
mean-
That's rude.
I mean, so it's tough. So like understanding that Nuka doesn't care how I answer here, because like we have an ongoing like joke where, you know, I have like work wives and you know, people that if any backups, if anything was to happen to Nuka, like I got the backups, like, but
Also
honestly,
talk about that purpose.
we talk about it.
We have
like
a special.
yes. I was told to say Brendan Fraser because no, I wasn't told to say Brendan Fraser.
I hear her squeaking in the
I can
background.
hear it. Yeah.
Okay, so Brendan Fraser, I always said that I am the leader of the Brendan Fraser fan club. I enjoy some Brendan Fraser. He's a great actor in my opinion, especially his early work. He is my man crush. Although he has let himself go here recently. He can bring it back, and I have faith in him. He's my man. But honestly, I just like, as far as girls are concerned, like I love a woman with personality, a woman who cares about people in general. So I mean, it's really hard. Like, I've not been in the market so long. I don't even know. A nice butt, nice boobs. There you go. Is that good? Like, I really don't know. I don't know who I would, you know, if Nuka ever something terrible ever happened and I was trying
God
to
forbid.
Nuka, what would I do? Exactly. What would I do? I have no damn clue what I would do. I would be lost. So
Okay, so every purpose, every answer was exactly wrong. The thing was, I love Nuka. I would never choose anyone but Nuka. Nuka all the way. That was the answer I was looking for. I'm sorry. You lose the contest. Please exit to the right. Thank you. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Cut to Nuka on cam pulling off her face and
Oh,
Brendan's
face.
Eh.
Wow. Oh god. Okay.
Ahmed, am I supposed to say Bulma or Chi-Chi's too strict. She just wants you to do shit all the time. There's no way.
You already have Chi-Chi.
Like the Nuka's got a point. Like Bulma's got the Dragon Balls to keep herself looking nice and young. She's using them Dragon Balls for her wrinkles and shit. Like that's the answer for
That's the answer. Okay, there you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
All right, Purpose, go ahead. Do you want to go? Who's next?
What? Power's next.
Oh, no, Power. Sorry, Power.
It's all Power.
Sorry. Power.
All right.
Power. Who's next? Go ahead.
Venus. I actually don't know you
This
that
stream
well.
is Power, just
Yeah.
Power, okay?
Unfortunately. So I'm going to ask you a little more of a basic question just because, I don't really know you, but I figure it could start a good little topic.
Boy.
What's the one thing you dislike on Twitch the most? And if you could design one feature for Twitch, what would it be?
I honestly don't know because I don't put a lot of effort into my streams. Honestly.
Wrong answer. God,
Like,
what's
I don't
wrong
know
with
what to
people?
tell you. I don't put effort into my streams. Like everything that I do for my streams, somebody has to be like, "Hey, you should do this," and I'm like, "Oh, hey, I should do that."
That's true.
And then it'll still take like 2 months before it actually gets done.
Yeah.
She's so full of crap. She does like vocal training for her streams. Like she's got that voice that she just like works on all the time for the stream.
I don't even speak half the day. What do you mean? Saving it just for you guys for stream.
Okay,
No, thank you for the host
since-
Purpose. Oh my god, that scared me. Okay.
Since you don't really have an answer, then I'm just gonna ask questions until I get an answer that I feel satisfied with. I'm sorry.
That's
You're just
fine.
on this.
No,
you're
I
on
love
the
answering
spot
questions. I love
You're on
answering
the spot
questions.
now.
It's fine.
Wait, hold on. So Purpose mentioned something. Who is your man crush? Or girl crush? Who's your crush in general? It could be
So,
any gender, it doesn't matter. Who is your crush?
so I'm actually asexual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I don't I'm
It's
not
a blonde guy in
attracted.
Judgment.
Right.
It
No,
is also I have a lot of fictional crushes. I
Okay.
have no like actual people
then-
actors
okay.
crushes.
No,
I
so
can give you a list.
Yeah, let's go. Who are your fantasy crushes in whatever form? In whatever form. It doesn't have to be
Thank you for
necessarily human. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like what you were saying. It doesn't have to be that. I did not
Those
realize you were
crushes some
asexual. I
itch.
want to know about that question.
Yeah, it's
No,
cool. I
it's
got her.
okay.
Okay. Shao, Kazuha, let's see.
The guy
There's
from
also-
Lost Judgment.
Yeah, Segura.
Oh, Yagami.
Segura, yes.
No,
Segura,
not
not
Yagami.
Yagami. Segura.
Oh God! How dare you!
Mm.
How dare you mention child on this list? He is disgusting. I want to throw him off a cliff.
Mm.
No, Ahmed's got a
Xingqiu.
point. Zhongli. Xingqiu is a child.
Venti.
Venti, yes. I love Venti.
Albedo.
Albedo, also my husband. Ayato is pretty nice.
I'll take Albedo from Overlord. Only Ahmed will understand that.
Bennett.
Carry
I don't think so.
Ayato? I love Ayato, Ahmed.
No.
If we're moving away from like video game, I really like
Oh, Tainari. Sorry, we totally forgot Tainari.
oh yes,
See those ears
Tainari.
on that man?
Oh my god, beautiful.
Those fucking ears. What was? I tuned into Venus's stream the other night, and there's 5 lines in a row about this person's fucking ears.
He has
It showed
fox
up, like, what the
ears.
fuck is happening?
he has fox ears, and so like
That makes a bit more sense.
we just really want to pet him. They look so soft. They're so cute. I love
It
it.
was just insane with no context.
I love
Yeah,
I
it's
love
fair.
that that's actually like like dialogue within the game, like
Yeah.
between the main character and like one of the side characters. It's like,
Yeah, there's a
don't you just want to
couple.
pet his ears? It's like,
Because that was in
yeah,
a
I
side
know,
quest.
right?
Also in the main quest, whenever you're talking to Kale, she'll bring it up. Like you have a chance to be like, I want to pet his ears, and Kale will be like, I do too. I know, right?
That's what I was talking about.
And I was like, oh my god. But moving away from like video games,
Ears.
I watched Sandman with my mom, and he's been my recent hyperfixation. I watch a lot of anime, but I can never think of any on the spot.
Yeah.
I like a few people from Fairy Tale. There's Loxus, there's Jalal, there's Gajil.
Oh, you said fairy tale, and I literally was like Little Red Riding Hood and
Yeah.
Big Bad Wolf. Got you.
There's an
Heard. I know
anime.
these characters. Then you
There's
started
an
saying other
anime.
characters. Oh, no, I'm old.
There's an
Controversial
anime
opinion.
called
Little
Fairy
Red Riding
Tale.
Hood could get it. What?
No,
Yeah,
absolutely
I
not
know.
Lucy. I hate Lucy so much. Hers is great. Trying to think of other animes. I love Psyche K because he is also canonically asexual, and I am Psyche K. Like if you watch that anime, that's me as a person. The Seven Deadly Sins. I like most of the characters from that anime. I don't know. There's a lot. I have a lot of fictional crushes.
That's cool. See, I feel like I've learned more about you than I have anybody else so far with my questions. And
I
that's
mean, you
great.
also knew me the least, though.
I know that's true. That is very true.
Sorry for talking to you to 3 a.m. a couple times, Power.
Well, yeah, but you know what's funny about you saying that is because what's interesting about Tim is we have sat in conversations until 3 o'clock in the morning, and a lot of the really like hard questions that I typically wouldn't like that I like to talk to a person one-on-one, I've already asked him. So like
Such
I already
as,
kind
what is
of
it, 20?
yeah, I kind of already know Tim to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why the whole 5-year plan, because that's one thing I actually didn't know was like what your actual 5-year plan was. So that's why I was like, that'll be interesting to figure out. And then
not be a broke
purpose,
millennial.
like, you know, you pull Nuke away. What is purpose? What is purpose all about? That was my question for that. And then Venus was getting to know Venus.
Oh God.
So now it's time,
I'll
right?
sit in a call with you until 3 a.m. No problem.
You're more than welcome to anytime. I normally don't do it very often, but when I do it well.
That's sort of the idea of tonight.
All right.
That is
so
That's what she said.
That's God damn. Okay. Purpose.
Ty.
Yes. I mean, Power speaking. Sorry, I want to get your names confused. Sorry. Power. Sorry. Go ahead.
So when you were growing up, what was the one thing you wanted to be? And did you try to achieve that goal? Okay, so it's actually multiple questions. It's like it's kind of like if you have an answer for this, you might have an answer for this. Like it's a series real quick. So did you have like a thing that you wanted to be when you grew up? If so, did you try to put that into practice? And if so, do you know where your life shifted if you didn't make it to that?
If I didn't make it, oh, okay.
To your final product of what you wanted to be.
Well, are you talking? Well, of course, because there's also. Let me kind of clarify this. There's also like lofty goals, like necessarily not feasible or not. Well, actually, no, like not necessarily feasible. They are all feasible, but are you talking about like goals necessarily like I had as a kid in TP? This is what I wanted to do when I grew up.
So okay, so from here, I'll give you an example like out of my story, right? So like I always knew I was going to be a Broadway actor. I knew I was going to live in New York. I knew like this was my set goal. This is what I was going to do with my life. And then literally I can tell you at the age of 19, like whenever I said like I was homeless, that changed everything. And that created a completely different path for me. Did you have a situation ever like that?
Yeah, it's a very tough question. All right, so one thing, well, it's not like a grow up question. Like it's literally a career path that I decided I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So
The career path. I guess that's a better way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely, if you go through my plethora of degrees, I have many for some reason, I don't know why, but one of the degrees that I have not used as often or care to taught is elementary education. So I did want to do a teaching at one point, because I felt like to impart knowledge onto someone else, to have that light bulb come off was like, like a very satisfying feeling, like to be able to share knowledge with someone else and teach them something maybe they didn't know before, or teach them something new. For me, it was very, very encouraging to do. But to go into that more detail wise, it's a lot of work. Like there's a lot of things that go into teaching, where teachers are definitely underpaid in society, and they definitely take a lot of crap to do a lot of things. But yeah, it was a lot of work. And what really changed for me was the fact that the point where I was becoming very stressed, because there's so much to happen. I wanted to do this forever. I envisioned the perfect classroom. I envisioned the perfect students. I envisioned everything working out that well. Sadly enough, it didn't work that way. And at one point, I think I literally stopped sleeping. I was literally becoming more stressed, and I was coming to the point where something had to go. Like I could not go forward with this, or I had to stop and rethink this entirely. So I think just like the stress of it and going through it, and then the one point I realized where I either wanted to point to a more blunt way, almost wanted to kill myself, because I feel like I was failing the kids and failing everything. And like I seriously got to that point where I literally could not be left alone. I'd have to be at home or with someone, and like it took me a good time to kind of like, after like literally just like dropping everything and like moving back home, like getting all my stuff out, like literally quitting, because like I couldn't handle the stress. And then it shifted to the point where I went into retail for a while, and I started to hate that. But but literally eventually full focus, full circle, went back to school. So like I have many degrees where like was half teaching, and then the other half are mostly for health information technology, which is totally like computers, which I'm really fond of those too. And so like I've gone in full circle now. Like I haven't gotten back to the point where I feel like I can't do this. I won't be able to do this, and I'm stressed out, and never want to be that point again where I eventually wanted to. I don't think I've ever really shared this. This is like power. This is like the first time I ever shared this kind of like publicly. Like I really literally wanted to, yeah, end it, because like I feel like I felt worthless. I felt like I could have done better, and that kind of changed everything for me, just to like go back in and like figure out what I want to do and where I want to be, and know that you don't want to be stressed. You don't want to cause, you not to sleep. Literally, when you don't sleep, you go crazy, because like literally that's the case. So, but where I'm at now and where I was like that many years ago, it's night and day. So, and like I approach things now more with I can do this, I can figure this out and go through this. I'm not going to get to the point where everything gets overwhelmed and things just like start falling, and you start, because like it's like literally like the whole analogy, like you want to like, you're balancing so many things on the plate. If you start balancing too many things, everything starts falling off, and then you don't care anymore. I have not gotten to that point ever again since then. But it's been a journey. Like if you go through my whole career of like when I want to be a teacher and what happened after that, I went from like totally one direction, and then literally found back. And the only reason why I even got to where I'm right now is that when my dad passed, like he passed from colon cancer many years ago, and like one of the things he kind of like tried to instill in me was like that like you're good at helping people, like, kind of like, definitely like teaching them like things and like, like going, and then like you're also good at computers. And this field was like in health and computers, and like it's a growing field entirely. So yeah, literally went in there, like studied up, still work retail, finished school, got a job in IT, and I've never looked back since. So that's how I've ended up now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no. I mean, that's a fantastic answer. Thank you. Like, I find it just to be interesting, especially so. Whenever you say you feel like it's come back full circle, like, do you feel like you use those things now, especially like some of those things that you learned from being a teacher
Mm-hmm.
in your job now?
Yep, definitely. Like,
Yeah.
because I do IT and support, and literally like a lot of things is like well, from before I this job is kind of like it's like a step up from my previous number. So like when you go in IT, usually it's like answer the phone, like, what's the issue, what's the problem, and like there's like the aspects of like, well, this is how you do this. This is how, like, listening to them, to explaining them, well, the knowledge that I have, you need to do, like this XYZ to get this result, and like that's like
Right.
kind of teaching someone, like how to like, better themselves in something that it scares everyone is computers and technology. So
Right.
but yeah, definitely I think those skills have translated back and such, and like I've been definitely using them that I've used. And like, just to go through the gambit, master's in elementary education, I have a certification in teaching English as a second language. I can teach from K through 6 and middle school science, social studies, and English 7 through 8. Like, I have all this expertise that I have not used in many years now. So I did all that, and like it's literally what you feel like. I kind of like threw it to the side, and then going back, and then I went back to grad school for health information technology. So yeah, I went from like one area to like a totally different area entirely.
Yeah,
So,
but think about it this way with IT stuff. I mean, you're technically using your skill because people who call IT lines or need help with our stuff, they're in second, third, and fourth grade. So you already know how to deal with those people. Let's go.
Yeah. But yes.
Yeah.
Hope that answers
Awesome.
the question.
Yeah. I mean, it was a question I could, just let it ask. I just find it interesting because, like, for me in that situation, so like I said, I was going to do Broadway for years. It's been so interesting that, like, talking about kind of coming full circle and not necessarily doing exactly what I expected to do kind of situation. Like, I stream on Twitch and I get to use all those skills kind of for the same like, it's interesting how it kind of like knocks over. So I get where you're coming from with that. I get it's like, it's interesting. Now, should I ask you guys more hard questions? Because you are talking about freaking anime and eating snacks. I see what you are doing over here.
In chat.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no one was.
I've been listening
No one was
intently
talking about high
and
school
not doing
DxD.
anything else.
I've been listening very intently. Thank you very much.
Eating your
There you go, there
snacks.
you go.
All you.
Exactly.
No.
Look,
Let's go rapid fire for everybody. I love you all.
Look, I am like an unhealthy weight. If I'm hungry, I gotta eat.
Yeah. No, that's my secret for finding Venus. I'm gonna look for the most unhealthy, gangly child, and I will find her. Look for someone who is 5'2", and I want to feed. I will find her.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a lot of people I know. So good luck.
Yeah, especially in Florida at Universal.
Yeah.
Well, as long as they look like they're not actually 12, only jokingly 12.
Jokingly 12. I'm going to be.
Wait,
are you going to do that? Are you going to do that thing? Because Venus, I was talking about this before, right? Are you going to? All right.
Wait.
It's not a joke that she's only 12, because my 13-year-old is taller than her. So.
But are you gonna do this thing? Are you gonna do this thing where you told me, right? Like, where you're gonna take a picture where we will see you, but still not your face. So are you gonna do that?
When did I say I was gonna do that? I don't remember saying that.
I don't remember.
Oh, you know what's hilarious? just mentioning that, Ty, like what would be great is when they meet, Tim and Venus meet, whenever they do a selfie together and Tim does a shot upwards down and literally puts the arm in front of Venus's face so you can't see the face, but you can see the body, and then literally takes a picture and it's just Tim and then Venus's body.
Yeah, the
no one
joke
ever
was
really knows what
the
Venus
joke
looks like.
was actually that they would take a picture together, but you couldn't actually see Venus. That was the whole thing. Was we're going to take a picture together, and
My
like Tim
idea-
can post it, but you can't see her anyway. It's just her like
Yeah,
her behind
it's
Tim or
just
something.
Tim. Yeah, my idea is that like I'm
Mhm.
gonna get a piggyback ride
That-
on the way out, and then you can take the picture then.
Well, that's
It-
why I was saying camera up,
Yeah.
because Tim's 6'5". So like if you go up and you shoot the camera downwards like this, like the camera would go right here. Like you could literally be under the whole arm because of perspective and just have your feet sticking out. It'd be hilarious.
That would be funny.
Wait, are you saying
That would be fun.
feet pics? People will pay for those.
Oh, God damn.
I mean, I'm
Not
trying
my
to
Don't worry, I don't wear
some money
sandals.
here.
babies.
Make sure you wear
Okay,
sandals.
alright.
Did you say you wear
I am-
sandals?
No, I don't
Do you
wear
wear-
sandals.
Oh, was
I
gonna
go
say,
out of
you
my
gonna
way
wear
to
socks
not
with
wear
those
open toe
sandals?
shoes.
Oh.
The tan lines on
Yeah.
my feet.
Because socks and sandals is totally kosher.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God.
No.
Wow.
Can we have
Wow.
that discussion before we end this? Can we have a discussion? Are socks and sandals appropriate?
Yes,
Wait,
100%.
Wait, I feel like this has come up before. Right?
I think we've
This
had
is
this
an
fight.
ongoing thing between Purpose and I.
Oh, right. Yes, it is. Okay. We will. Okay.
I'm
You
just
wanna-
saying-
go
I'm gonna
ahead.
do the smart
Together,
thing.
period. End of quote.
I'm gonna do the smart
I'm
thing. Run
just
to the bathroom
saying
and grab a
that
drink.
socks and sandals
Okay,
is
okay.
totally kosher. And if you want like flip flops and sandals, doing that Ninja
Versus
Turtle
yes.
thing, awesome.
Pacific.
Hi, Tim.
Hi. Plus
What
shorts.
Tim's gonna look like after the transition.
I believe it.
There you go. California says
I
yes.
like
First
how it's
Avatar.
kind of like blurry.
It's a little bit. It's getting blurry too. All right.
Oh, wait.
Wait, go
No.
ahead. You want to?
I'm going to go
No.
no.
You're
Okay,
gonna.
so
Okay.
Ty, are you a shoebie?
That's my shoe. Wait, what?
Are you a shoebie?
Wait, what's a shoebie?
Okay, so shoebie is a term that like apparently is used like in some of the East Coast cities where they refer to tourists as shoebies because they wear socks with their sandals, and so you can tell that they're a tourist because they're like they're
Oh.
in socks and sandals on the beach. Would you consider yourself socks and sandals wearer? Or are you a shoebie?
I am not. I think. Oh, sorry. No, because like I think okay. To kind of like preface why, it's because like I don't know if power has the same kind of like side effects from the chemo radiation. I have very bad neuropathy in my feet, so like you put something on my feet, I can't feel it. So I have not really worn a sock in many years at this point. So you wouldn't see me with socks with my shoes or sandals in this case.
I
'Cause
don't
yeah.
wear socks if I don't. Okay, so mine kind of. So I do have the same issue, but mine goes more back to the not being able to walk because I had to wear those stupid ass socks, the compression socks.
Mhm.
I had to
Yeah.
wear those for the year and a half that I was in a chair, and then of course after too. So like I wore socks all the time. Now, mind you, as I told Nuka and other people when we've had this discussion before, like I love socks. I have the coolest socks. I have Wonder Woman socks. I have comic book socks. I have freaking Process Right socks. You name it. I have some of the coolest socks in the world, and I used to love wearing socks. But like I only wear them with shoes and like dress outfits and stuff. I'm very like particular, but beyond that, like 9 times out of 10, you'll never see me with a sock on my foot. Period. Because the
That's
same
sad.
reason. Like no, I was forced to do it. So if I don't have to, I don't.
Okay, so I'm of the opinion Socks go with anything. Sandals,
not.
shoes.
Absolutely do not.
Socks go with just walking around the house. Socks go anywhere.
No,
I love socks.
no.
So that's just me. Socks and sandals, totally cool.
Okay.
Okay. Well, every bone in my gay body says absolutely not, and you know we're the leaders of the fashion world, so absolutely not. No. And that's it.
But
That's all I'm going to say right
So
here.
this
That's
is
it.
this is the thing though, is I don't care about the fashion world. I don't care about your fashion means nothing to me. I set the norms, okay? Look,
Yeah.
I said I want to get a mullet. Nuka said, no, I don't want you to have a mullet. And guess what? Now everybody else has got a mullet. And if I'd have gotten one first,
Well,
then I would have been the trendsetter.
Okay, so in that sense, you should not
In
have
what
listened to
year was
Nuka.
this
I love
discussion?
Nuka, but like that is one thing. If you would have said I need a mullet, I'd have been like, do it. Absolutely. It's coming in fashion here in the next couple of years. Watch. Because we knew it was happening. But yeah.
We knew it was coming.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you should have had a mullet.
I know. I've
what?
been saying it for a long time.
Can we all hold a truce? Whatever the hell Ahmed is doing is the worst thing.
Wait.
Oh,
Wait,
one
what?
on both?
One sock.
Wait,
Oh no.
One sock? Oh, no.
Okay, yeah. You know what? We're
70
done. We're done. You know what? We're calling a truce purpose. Here we go.
We're calling it truth.
Ahmed, what in the hell are you doing in your life?
Oh, wow.
What are you
What?
doing?
Ahmed,
Modern
Modern
monsters
problems
happen.
require modern solutions.
We're laughing,
Oh,
laughing
wow.
now.
Didn't
In
realize-
10 years,
You were getting that mom glare, Ahmed.
Tennessee top. What the hell is Tennessee top?
What is a Tennessee top hat?
mullet?
You should know. You're like how close to Tennessee, and you don't know what Tennessee top hat is? Because I don't either.
Oh, you're
Is
talking about
that
mullet.
not a mullet?
Wait,
Oh.
never. Listen, I lived in
I've never
Tennessee
heard it
for
called
years,
that.
and I've never heard it called that. I was a hairdresser for years, and I've never even heard it called that.
I was gonna say, like, I've never heard this.
I have no idea. Wait, hold on.
Well, you're bald now, so you don't have to keep up to date.
Oh, business is
Also,
pretty bad.
Avatar, socks and sandals on the beach, doesn't matter. The only thing I will give you all this, you get my socks wet. Oh, I'm not.
Hold on. Again, if you didn't wear the socks in the first place, you would never get them wet.
Okay. Let me.
Okay.
That's true.
I have an actual practical answer.
Okay.
Okay.
If you are going near water, no socks. If you are walking a distance, socks. Because you will get blisters eventually if you do not wear socks and you are wearing sandals.
Fine. Whatever. I'll take it.
And they're comfy.
Mm.
And they're very fashionable.
But I feel like we can
Interesting enough.
see my answer
Purpose.
based on my foot reveal earlier.
Yeah, I mean, your foot reveal is cute, but
Mostly
you could have
because
also had one of those half socks, because I love those things whenever I do have to wear socks. Like, if you have, like, especially if you have a heel or something, you put a fucking half sock on, which is, like, right over your toes, and you put that heel on, and you push that sock down in there, and nobody knows it's there, and it's so comfortable. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing, yeah.
And going back to the whole the compression sock thing, like, so I had an issue for a while where, like, the bottom of my foot, like, was starting to, like, hurt a lot from working on my feet all the time. I believe that it was like the beginning of the plantar fasciitis, or however you say it. So something that Nuka and I tried was she got me some compression socks, and then I got like some like different massage balls that you roll under your feet and stuff. And I loved compression socks for like 2 weeks. And then I hated them.
Yeah.
Like, get them out of here. So
They're
I'll
nice
give
at
you that.
first.
Yeah, they're nice at first, and then no, thank you. I don't want them no more.
Yeah.
I'll give you
I
that
think I
one.
spelled it right purpose.
Trying to fit a change.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about, and if you don't, well, then
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I think I've seen it. Yeah, I just not bring that picture up right now. But yes, exactly. Oh, all right. So how do we wait? I'm just like, how do we wait? I'm so good. Wait. Oh no, this is just this tangent comment. I was like, how did this topic start? I don't know, remember because you guys want to talk about sandals and socks. All right, know that. All right, so next kind of topic. I know it's kind of the thing is kind of like asked a lot, and I know we already kind of talked. Like I know people. So okay, something maybe binge watch or watch recently you want to recommend. And I know me and Venus already said Sandman pretty well because we watched that recently. That'd probably be my pick. Because Sandman's a pretty awesome story from Netflix. I've watched it a lot. I watched it the whole series and such. I'm like, but like, are there any things that you would want to suggest that maybe from Netflix, Disney, any show or anything you maybe binge watched recently or maybe went back to watch that you want to recommend to people? And then this is your chance to sell that on to them and us too, to see if that is something that we would want to watch or tune into. And thinking.
And don't
I
everyone
haven't
start at
seen
once.
Sandman yet. I want to.
I really
All
like
right,
it.
Venus. Can you say anything about it without spoiling it? It's a challenge.
I didn't even know it was a DC property, to be fair. And like
I didn't at first at
Yeah.
all either.
Do we all know
Like-
Neil Gaiman? And that's it.
I didn't even know that. I literally was just sitting in the living room and my mom was like, "Hey." Sorry, Mom.
There's a bird in
Nuka
Purpose's
was
house
so
yelling about
mad.
Neil Gaiman.
She's like, how in the world don't you know Neil Gaiman? You're supposed to know Neil Gaiman. And I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about, but
I
you
only
sound
know
really
about
angry
Neil
at me."
Gaiman because my dad's an author and a nerd.
Yeah, well, apparently so Nuka listens to a lot of books. She doesn't actually read books. She just listens to them.
They're audiobooks because I have freaking children.
So Nuka used to read books, and back when she used to read books, she
forgot
knew
how to
Neil
read.
Gaiman. She did forget how to read.
Don't laugh. It's a condition. It's real.
If I
I feel like he's getting
disappear,
beat.
if I disappear, you all know what happened.
Got you.
Gotcha. But yeah.
I'm safe from Nuka over here.
Yeah, same.
That's what you think.
Oh.
No one knows anything about me. I'm safe.
But yeah. So I mean, even Sandman, having watching that, even the character, I can see how Venus. Yeah, I can see how that'd be your type too.
That was so funny to me yesterday. When you just came into my chat and you were like, "Oh yeah, I can definitely see that," and I'm like, "Thanks." I don't know what that means. What does that say about me?
I don't.
It was great. It was great because like we're having a conversation, and Ty's nowhere to be seen, and then out of nowhere it's just like, Ty, yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah, literally the
Hey,
only
Ty.
thing he said, the only thing, we hadn't seen him in like 2 hours prior to this, and I was like, yeah, Sandman, I really like the main character, and Ty was just like, yeah, you would, and I was like, what? Sent like one other message, don't remember what it said, and then just left. Never heard from him again.
Streamers experience microaggressions.
Oh my god, dang it. Okay, but yeah, that's funny. But I mean, that's the only thing. Like, I can go back in a couple of very Netflix shows that I would recommend to binge. Like, if you guys want to. Okay, so the one thing that I did not know I really would like, and I don't know if you've ever seen it, would have been Selling Sunset, the LA realty show where no one. Power is shaking his head.
Nope.
No, Power shaking. No.
I don't.
Well,
I don't
like,
even
the whole-
think you're
You can
selling me on
convince
this
me. You
one.
can try to convince me, but I'm not watching it again. I watched one
You know,
episode and I was like, nope.
One episode. It's like
That's me, though.
so it's I see Avatar's recommending American Gods. Mod is saying by the Evergarden.
Also Neil Gaiman.
Also, American Gods also Neil Gaiman. But Selling Sunset, I think is just the drama and the fact that the overall like literal like craziness. It's like watching a train wreck. Like, well, it's not necessarily the real estate was still the fun part. Like you get to see like the houses and like the what they did to them. But then it was like I feel like from a reality show, just the drama between the real estate agents. You're just like, it's just like I don't know. People have these things for reality shows where like literally these characters are why you watch reality TV. And like for Selling Sunset, it was about, if you guys haven't heard about it or seen the premise, Having Power, it's already kind of like, it's about these supposedly really gorgeous women that are in real estate selling really expensive houses, and there's like some drama that ensues from between the ladies, and that kind of just like writes a story going forward.
You're selling this as Real Tea Housewives of LA.
Real tea.
Leave.
But I'm just saying, it's like
Walk away from your screen.
dude,
I'm not trying to sell
I
the
just-
show. I'm just translating.
well, I'm just translate. There you go. But I'm just saying, like,
Playing
as for
devil's advocate.
well,
I'm not
my God.
recommending it.
I don't think you to recommend. I'm just saying, like, I don't know one of my options besides Sandman. But I'm just like, and of course, I was like, no, as one episode. But just like, it's just like, I'm not necessarily like spouting that to be the case, but it's just like, it's like something that I would, like, it's a guilty pleasure. Let's put it that way. Like, I would just turn it on and be like, watching it.
Oh,
and, like,
guilty
be,
pleasure.
Like,
Okay, we
enthralled.
understand that.
Enthralled. And,
I mean,
and like,
Yeah, like, I get that.
Yeah, I
Reality
wouldn't say-
TV is
I-
inherently guilty pleasure.
apparently so.
Well,
like, that was
that-
one. Sure.
Like,
That
if
being
I'm gonna
said,
guilty
you
pleasure a
have
show,
not gotten close to selling me on this show, so I'm out.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect it either. Yeah, I was
He's
like,
been watching people
Yeah.
sell stuff,
Have-
so that's a bad
Have
sign.
you
I
have you ever watched the
Yes.
Shark Tank?
Oh.
Shark Tank? Yes.
And then, yeah, and they're like sitting there and they're all trying to like pitch the deal, like I'm gonna give you this and I'm gonna give you that, and then the guy will just be like, look, you guys, this is too rich for my blood. I'm out. That's me right now. I'm out. I can't come back
trying
in
to recommend Shark
at this
Tank.
point. No, I'm
Well,
not
I mean-
recommending Shark Tank either. I'm not. No,
Recommending
thank
Shark
you,
Tank
but-
was a great idea. Thank you.
How much money are we pitching on this?
I mean,
Well-
if you're talking guilty pleasures, I get where you're coming from on that. Like,
Yeah. Mhm.
so with guilty pleasures, like Netflix and I have a little guilty pleasure secret playlist where
A secret playlist.
yeah, where I watch like The Circle religiously,
I don't even know what
and
that means.
I watch what is the one where all the like 20-year-olds who are super hot
Yeah. Mhm.
get on an
Riverdale?
island together, and they're like, oh, you're gonna have a sex month or what, sex summer or whatever, and then like the little robot Alexa thing comes in and it's like, "Do-do-do, you're having no sex, and if you do, we're taking your prize money away." Like that show, like I'm here for it. Like
I don't
those-
even know what you're talking about. This
I
Oh,
know
there's a
what
so
he's talking
lost.
about. It's a reality
Mm.
show.
it's a reality show.
yeah.
It's where they put
Yeah.
a whole bunch of 20-year-olds on an
Yeah,
island
they
together.
sell
And
a
they're
bunch
like
of
the most
sex-crazed
gorgeous
people
people who are
doing
like
a sex show.
sexaholics.
Yes,
On
this
the
sounds like something
web.
I would avoid like the plague.
Yeah,
And
like
they put them
I
all
don't
together,
know.
and
if
then they make them become celibate for the entire summer.
Yeah.
But they have to gain actual relationships with each other.
Mm.
It's just look into the Saki. That's all it is. It's the same with the Circle too. It's a psychological thing because it's about catfishing on the internet. So like,
Yep.
it's a lot of the stuff from my guilty pleasures are like reality series, like psychotherapy for myself, I guess. But
I guess
if you
I
want
should
to
have led
watch
with
good
guilty
shows,
pleasure.
watch freaking Star Trek. All the new Star Treks are amazing, and then go back and watch the original because that's what I'm doing right now.
Welcome, Chandra. You ate that show too. All right, there you go. All right, but yeah,
Love Island. Yes, Love Island. Avatar, you got it. Listen, Avatar, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know you, and I love you.
Yeah,
And Chandra, I'll
There
go
you go.
to hell.
He's already on
There
the
you go.
show. He's already in the mindset.
there you go. So yes, that leads to the point because I should
Yo.
have prefaced that with guilty pleasure. But yeah, good.
Y'all got Nuka rolling over here. She's like, she is judging these guilty pleasures because she's like, my guilty pleasure is the aliens mysteries or whatever.
Mhm.
What's that called? Ancient Aliens. That's it. She's like, my guilty pleasure is Ancient Aliens. Listen to the stuff these guys are coming up with. This is just pretty ladies selling real estate. This is your guilty pleasure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, geez. Well, that kind of leads us to a turn. I probably should have just definitely prefaced that with guilty pleasure entirely.
Guilty pleasure, yes.
But yeah, because like that's usually the things like you have a guilty pleasure. I could tell you it's a good show, but you're like, nope, I would never watch that and put that on ever. But for some people there are guilty pleasures. For some people there are shows that are really good, like Sandman. So, anything else beyond those two divides that anyone has that maybe
So are we
they want to
selling
share?
shows for people to actually watch, or guilty pleasures that we don't recommend?
No, I recommend my guilty pleasures. I just don't
Yeah,
normally
see?
put them out there. Like I would say, go watch Love Island right now because it's amazing. Go watch The Circle right now because it's amazing. Especially if you're a streamer, go watch freaking Circle because it puts the proof of anybody could be a catfish in the world, and it literally puts you in that mindset. So literally, when people come into my chat, I'm like, "Are you a catfish? Are you a catfish? Are you trying to steal my $100,000?" I literally am thinking about signing up for this show because of how much I love this show. Like it's good. Yeah, watch it. Anyway, sorry, did I get on tangent? My bad.
Can't wait to
No,
get
that's fine.
Catfish by Venus.
We're here for it.
November.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will not admit to anything.
Venus is actually going to be 9 dudes with a bat.
I could bring my best friend. Oh my god. If I sent my best friend up to you, it would be a totally different experience.
I'd look for someone tall because you mentioned that they're tall. That's all I have to go on.
Well, no. My
Or I
best
guess
friend's
someone
taller
taller.
than me. Yeah.
Oh, taller than you. Okay, so that's nothing to go on.
Yeah, it's not hard. Nothing to really use. But me and my best friend look really different.
Okay.
Today I
well,
found
as
out
far as-
that Venus is shorter than my oldest daughter, and that just blows my mind.
Know my exact height. I'm somewhere between 5'2" and 5'4". I haven't been to a doctor's office in many a
Okay.
year.
Maybe you're the
Somewhere
same
between
size as my
4'4"
daughter.
and 7 foot. That's all I heard.
No,
Or
I'm
my
crazy.
other daughter. My other. Oh, our
You can
oldest
hear
is
Nuka in
5'6".
the
Never
background.
mind.
Yeah, no, I'm still
Yeah.
shorter. That's fine. I like being short. I'm good.
All right. Tim, did you have something before?
Yeah, so the I guess as long as we're on things that are on Netflix that are guilty pleasure recommendations, Bastard is fun. It's an anime.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
only
Mhm.
Ahmed will know of it. I don't know how to sell it other than it's like a heavy metal anime. It's a bit fan servicey to the core, so you have to know that going in, but that is part of the guilty pleasure aspect of it. But the town name, the main area name is.
1 second.
Read the watch.
Central, thank you for the follow. All right, go ahead. Continue.
The name is
He says
like
read Bastard, don't watch it.
it's some like it's some spoof on the name Metallica. It's like Metal Illica. That is like the main area name. Like all the characters are named after some like old like 80s hair metal band or something. But don't watch it apparently.
Okay, don't watch it apparently. Okay. Don't watch. I don't know if there's a recommendation then. I'm like, nope. Read it. Yeah. Don't watch it.
I like the idea of recommend a show that you don't recommend.
There you go. Recommend a show you don't recommend. It's a fun one. Maybe I'll have to use it this way.
If it's a recommend but don't watch, but it's so good, I should like. It's again another guilty pleasure, but like it's a good show. But don't watch it, but watch it because it's so good. There's one on Netflix called Bonding, Bonding, and it's about this young girl and her gay best friend who have to make ends meet, and she decides she's going to become a dominatrix, and he becomes the dom boy that's her servant, and it's hilarious but like drama induced at the same time. It's really good. But don't watch it.
Don't watch it. Wow. All right.
Don't plan to.
Very subtle.
Y'all haven't sold me on nothing yet.
I know, exactly. Well, I think this is now turned to. Oh, go ahead.
I was taking their notes of not actually selling you on something.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is now turned into the don't recommend, but recommend it anyway.
Build yourself into a hole, but dig yourself into a grave.
Dig yourself into a grave. Exactly.
Life on air.
Exactly.
Let it go.
And exactly. That's definitely what I not expect this to turn into, but that's a good point. That's an interesting one. But in terms of that, we'll kind of go from everything keeps getting auto-modded. But
I got it.
So you got it. Okay. But yeah, in terms of like, yeah. So I think that's a good way to turn that into. All right. So we're gonna segue into something that that we kind of go through every week, which is like, it's like a thing on the podcast, and it's like literally, it's not necessarily recommendations, but it could be a recommendation, or it could be something that made you happy within the last week. So, or
I know mine and purposes.
Or you can go even
Yeah, me and purpose is.
Can we go together?
Okay.
Yeah.
Go together. All right, go ahead.
The Subaru is so nice.
It looks so beautiful.
It's so pretty.
Great.
The Genshin update is
even though I didn't get Zhongli yet.
Oh no!
I did another.
I haven't gotten Tainari. I might do another. I might still try to go for Tainari. I want the ears.
Yeah, you said something about it, and then you said you weren't gonna pull on him, and it was so funny because my oldest daughter is like, she's gonna pull on Tainari.
Look, I'm pulling on Tainari.
There's no way she's not pulling on Tainari.
I have to.
So this is the update. You said that Genshin updates eventually, and this is like a big update.
Yeah, Genshin updates. They have like a big update every like about 2 months or so. Like a month and a half, 2 months. But this is like the biggest update since like last year. There's a whole new region to explore, and it's been so nice. It's a whole new kind of ecosystem that you get to interact with. There's a whole new bunch of mechanics. There's a whole new element. It's been a lot of fun.
Like in general, if I'm understanding correctly, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't exactly been here playing the game very long, but like the 2-month expansions normally are kind of smaller, but every like 6 months or so we get like a larger expansion, right? Like, am I understanding that wrong?
Yeah,
like,
pretty much, because whenever the game
is like right after it came out, we got like Dragonspine. Like,
no, whenever it first came out, we had Mondstadt, and then about 6 months later we got Liyue. About 6 months later we got Dragonspine. Because at first you couldn't go over the mountain. Yeah, it was crazy. Wow. There was just like a gap there.
That's funny that you because could not touch. I never realized, like, I never actually went from Mondstadt into Liyue. I've always went through Dragonspine.
Yeah, you
like,
have
to me
go...
that progression made sense. but at the same time, Dragon Spine was so hard.
It was
Because
terrible. I hated it. I hated everything about it.
because I was meant to have already been through Leeway, which makes
Yeah.
total sense now.
Yeah. It went Mondstadt, Leeway, Dragon Spine, and then we got Inazuma, and then we got the Chasm, and now we have Sumeru.
Well, where did
Wow.
Economia come in?
Oh, Economia came in before the Chasm, but obviously after Inazuma. It was, I think it was about 6. I don't know how long it was, but it was before some of the islands that came after Watatsumi. Like
But
the one at the very south island in Inazuma, that one came out last, and it was after Economia.
But the key takeaway here is Sumeru just came out. We're gonna get the rest of Sumeru soon. TM ish. But like we got like the foresty area of Sumeru. We haven't really seen much of the deserty area of Sumeru. But the forest area is like crazy beautiful.
It's
Like this
so
game is
pretty.
all about looking at like the landscape,
absolutely.
like the views and everything. And this, they hit it good with this update.
And for the most part, it's like if you can see it, you can go to it, and if you can't go to it yet, you will be able to
You
eventually.
Yeah.
You just gotta wait on the
Another,
update.
like minor touch that.
Welcome to the
that I
Genshin portion of the podcast.
Delicious.
As per usual.
I should have
So-
censored it before it started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, something that like a minor touch that I absolutely love, like from the Statue of the Seven, I think it's at Lokapala Jungle. I think it's that one, but it could be at the first one, the Avidia Forest statue. But from one of those two statues, if you look back toward Leeway, you can see the Jade Palace like floating.
Yeah, I've seen
And
that.
I'm like, whenever I found it, it was like right at sunset. So the sun's like, or no, it wasn't sunset, it was sunrise. So like the sun's just coming up, like over Leeway, and like you can see and I'm just like, oh my gosh,
It's
this
so
is just
pretty.
so pretty.
They did that survey and they were like, what do you like about the game?
Yep.
And one of the options was like, I like to look at it. And I was like, yeah, a lot of people are going to choose that one.
Yeah. That's true.
It's so pretty.
Things that I
So-
don't like about
Oh, here we
Sumeru
go.
update. Because I have found one quarrel with the update, and that is that I actually found a cafe in the update, which I thought was really cool that they added a cafe. And I went inside because
And it
lets
just
you
looks
go
like a
inside.
restaurant.
Well, no, they have coffee beans on the wall behind the barista
mean,
and everything.
Yeah, I
And
guess.
then you talk to them. You talk
Yeah,
to
you
them.
can't
and
do
they're just
anything in
like,
there, though.
You can't even get a coffee from them. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Oh, dang.
I was kind
Is
of
that your only
disappointed in that.
issue?
That's the one that I found. Yeah.
Oh, here.
That's great.
Penis?
Can we talk about
Yeah.
the humongous like mechanical wonders throughout Sumeru?
This is a whole other conversation we're going to have outside of the podcast because I have so much to say about that, and I cannot get into that here.
Don't know.
I know our limit.
limit.
I know our
Well,
limit.
definitely. Genshin Impact was
Look,
it 3.0?
you asked, okay, Ty? Yes,
Update?
3.0.
I know. I asked. I know. I asked. So
But what
definitely
makes
there's a
you
great
happy?
thing.
Like you don't know what me and Purpose
I'm-
talk about.
Well, there you
And
go.
it's
I
two
know.
of us, so our time was kind of like
Yeah, our time is doubled.
Combined. Just doubled. I gotcha. All right.
Do I need
Moving
like
on.
a punishment button for when Genshin comes up?
No.
Keep us off of it.
You could just start playing the bleep noise and I'd have to stop talking because I'd be cringing so hard.
But you talk like over here is not my hand on that button right now, ready for that joke.
Yeah, that's fair.
Setting that Damn it.
Also, so the game's very pretty, but also the music in the new area.
Yeah, it's I
the
really like
landscape so well.
I really like all the instruments that they've added.
Uh-huh.
They're very appropriate.
Oh yeah,
for
I've
the
heard it. It
Middle
sounds like
Eastern
this, right?
scene. No.
Close.
Very, very close, but like a little more instrumental than electronic. Getting closer.
That more what you mean?
That's getting closer.
Okay. As I say that, moving on, Tim. Anything making you happy this week or previously or overall?
I mean, taking time off, I guess, but I'm sort of taking time off because I'm at the point where like I'm not enjoying anything anymore because I haven't been taking care of myself. So if everyone out there gets to the point where you just like suddenly no longer are enjoying anything, maybe stop and take a beat.
That's true.
No, that's just my depression.
Yeah.
Right?
And is that it, Tim? Sorry, I don't want to like catch because like they.
Well, I mean, essentially, yeah. That was the worst part. Well, that was the worst part of realizing yesterday, like, oh shit, we have the podcast tomorrow. I'm in a depressive episode. Am I going to be able to talk at all? Shit. So I'm glad I didn't stream, so I at least have some energy.
That's good.
We would have carried you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, you're doing it now.
I mean, if you want, me and Purpose can just talk about Genshin for the entire
I was gonna say,
podcast.
if I really get desperate, I would just say Genshin and then just duck out.
Yeah.
All I can say is outside of Genshin, things that have made me happy this week, there wasn't an imposter me this podcast.
Oh,
that's fair. Yeah.
That is a very very fair assessment.
That was really funny. Again, shout out to Nuka for putting in all the work to make that happen. She had to like blur out your kids' pictures and stuff from where your stuff would be.
There you go.
But now she's playing Cult of the Lamb, so she's gone.
All right, Tim, that's yours. Thank you. Power. Would you want to anything this week? Anything made you happy? Anything exciting?
I didn't die. Does that count?
It's always a bonus.
Yeah, that's always a bonus.
I
Wait,
approve.
can you elaborate? I know.
No.
I had a heart attack this week. Well, not a heart attack, but I got carried to the emergency room for a heart attack, so I didn't die.
Woo!
That's a plus.
I'm alive. It's not, I don't
We
know
love
if
an
it's a heart
alive
attack.
power.
Yeah, life power is better. That's definitely a good thing.
No, let's see. But for real though, like I mean, that was a for real thing. But like, this week I've just kind of been like, I don't know. I've been taking it easy and like becoming a TikTok star, and just chilling, having a good time with life, enjoying you know, 5 moments that we have here. So yeah, that's
how
I
hard.
mean, TikTok has literally taken over my life to the point.
How
that,
hard is the TikTok life?
It's getting to the point where like I'm now like actively currently like seeking out other people to do stitches with, and not like just doing their stitches, but like making genuine connections, pretending like I'm on Twitch with like I feel like I'm doing multiples a day situation, and I'm getting my creative mind is starting to work, and I'm starting to find like that creative side of my like head for TikTok, and it's my game is getting good. Let's just put it that way.
You're waking up
I might have a
your
husband there now. I don't know, but I have a new husband every week, so that I guess it doesn't count.
Mood.
I thought that I was gonna get to ask you how much you dislike Nuka for getting you to use the platform, and then instead you're just like, I love it, this is the best,
Well,
I'm not going back.
yeah. Well,
It's consumed me.
it was. Okay, so I always said, I told everybody the reason why I wouldn't TikTok is because I knew it was a rabbit hole. And I was like, I literally have done addiction and everything else in my life. Like I need that, like I need a hole in my head, is to have another social media platform that I have to be on where I will literally sit and just do anything. And guess what? I was right, because now I sit in my bed instead of doing things for my stream like I'm supposed to. Thank you for the snooker. I sit there and I'm like, oh, you know what? I can make a TikTok instead. Or I can watch 400 TikToks. It's okay, because it's just 30 seconds. It's just 2 minutes. It's 3 minutes. No big deal. I got plenty of time for this. And then 7 hours later.
That's
I mean, I've been looking at TikTok the entire time we've been on here. It's a problem. Oh, okay.
You are
Or it's-
supposed to you are supposed to 100% dedicate your time
I
to
don't want
the
to fucking hear it,
podcast.
Purpose.
You are not
I mean, I
allowed
did dedicate it.
to
I just literally was looking at my stats and my analytics because I'm an analytics person. It wasn't that I was watching TikTok. I was just
told
watching
you,
my numbers
Tim.
go up, watching myself become famous. It's literally ego is all it is. It's literally an ego thing.
Tim, I've told you that I'm not playing Genshin right now.
Uh-huh.
You are playing Genshin right now. I don't even want to hear it.
Oh,
We
God.
all know what you're doing.
I was playing Papa's Freezeria, and then I got absorbed in the conversation.
Okay.
It's okay. You'll drift back
Yeah.
out. Don't worry. There's hope.
All right. So, TikTok is that? Is that? Let's see. Okay.
Mine was TikTok and didn't die. Yeah. I
And
did a
don't
good
die.
week.
And did die. There you go. There you go. There. That's good week.
Good week.
All right. Good week.
Now that you talked about the teacher thing more, I hear it when you're trying to ferry the conversation.
I know. I'm like, how did we not all put this together? Like, let's be real. Like, let's be clear. I'm
Oh
like,
my god.
this is so teacher. I
Yeah.
get it now.
Well.
So what was that? TikTok? Okay, good job, Billy.
All right. So if it hasn't been obvious, and if you haven't seen the stream and everything, probably the best thing that happened last week is actually meeting Winter, because like I think, and like to not dive into the whole backstory, just like it's like we've just been on each other for a while. So like, and then like having the chance to meet in person, because like as you can tell between all of us, most of our conversations, most of our interactions has all been through Discord, has been through video, has been through the fact that you can't have that kind of like see that person. Even though I've seen Tim in person and Sarah in person, it's like it's a lot different than being like, you know, internet friends, or like I've been this, I don't even know like what you exist, or I picture something how you look like. I've seen Purpose, I know what he looks like now, but I haven't seen Venus at all. So like it's like that like meeting Winter in person was definitely very, very good for just for our relationship as a whole, and just like getting to know each other at a more level that we didn't have those cameras where you can turn the camera off, walk away from the computer, shut everything down, and go away, as many people do. I'm not saying that's not the thing that do, but I think that's just like the best. Like I think those things that happened to me in the last week, and of course, being sick from that is not necessarily the best thing, because I got home and I got sick immediately. So, but then you only can narrow down who got me sick, because the only person I was hanging out with was Winter. But in terms of that overall, like just meeting someone in person and having, you know, being able to enjoy some time and create content, because apparently content creators getting together just want to create content or do stuff like that. Even though with Tim it's already limited because we only had like, Tim still has to, wait, hold on. I have it on my desk still. I have it on my desk still. Tim definitely has to still show me this. So one of the souvenirs from that trip was the fact that this Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the same one. Still having the Rubik's Cube that we went to the store where he kind of like solved it. So like things like that. Like this is a tangible. Like I met Tim. Tim figured out there's something wrong with this cube and fixed it.
Oh yeah, it was.
So, yeah, but
for complicated reasons that are hard to explain, if you switch this one and flip it, you can't solve the cube anymore. There was literally no way to fix it. And someone had done that to the cube in the store. So I got to the point where I'm like, that was the only thing wrong. And I'm like, I know this is going to sound weird, but like this one can't be fixed unless I move this. Can I do that? They're like, sure. So I do it. And then we could try to buy one. And it's the only one that's there. So we're like, can we buy this one? They're like, sure. We'll give you a discount. So that's the one he has.
That's the story. That's the story to have. So like meeting people, getting this kind of like, mentors, like things that you do. So it was my exciting thing this week. And this is also one of the things, like, just a big example. But yeah, meeting Winter was probably very exciting and very, very like interesting, because like just like meeting someone in person that you see online and just seeing how they're in person is totally different. Because like I assume from these two guys over here and you guys on the voice call, you are probably totally different, like outside of this realm. Because like not that we put like a persona or like a personality, like there's things you probably do that you would never do on stream. Or never like, but I'm not speaking for everyone. Like some people might like what you see is what you get on stream, but saying this where like there's always some things that I'm not privy to like share or privy to go into. Like someone definitely, and Tim does bring up a point about the AMA, because I do have an AMA redemption. Is like if you ask Ty anything, he'll just tell you, which is really like 99% true. That I will if we go through and just tell you whatever is on my mind. But it's just like, in terms of, just meeting people and meeting Winter was very, very enjoyable weekend. And then we just, like literally, if you took the computer out of the equation and put two streamers in the room, what they're going to do. And like, just like, it's just one of those things where it's very enjoyable. And I'll leave it at that. Because I don't want to go too much in detail on that experience as a whole. But that was me happy this week. All right, so in terms of check, we are at 111. So let me just go real quick just to check. Purpose, how are you doing? You good?
Yes.
Okay, Venus, are you good over there? I know you're good, because you're always good.
Yeah, I'm alright. Oh yeah.
Okay, Tim, you good?
Because even after we finish the podcast, I'll still be up for a couple hours.
Exactly. Tim, are you good? You good there? Power, are you good over there? Yeah. All right, sounds good. All right, so let's see. I don't know if I have many topics. I mean, you might have to branch out. One of these. Wait, so I'm hearing Ty would have liked to visit more if I. No, what the? Dig it. All right. So one of the things, that's what it sounds like. Dang it. All right. So one of the things that has kind of been on my head and like about is vacation bucket list, and I know. What is going on?
What's wrong?
I just saw the okay. Vacation bucket list. I know not people many pro travel. I mean, they don't travel. They either don't have the abilities to, or are kind of scared. So, sorry. So, what would be somewhere if you didn't have to worry about money? Worry about the time, worry about like anything else that might be scared you off to go. Where would you want to go for your vacation bucket list? Like the one thing I would definitely so I'll just think about that for a second while I'm gonna answer first. The one thing I would like literally, okay, so if y'all know, and I've maybe seen it many times, I was born not in the US, but in Australia. And I lived there till at least I was 9. Sorry. And this is where I've been.
Are you okay?
All right, someone take. Yeah, I know.
Vacation bucket list.
Off, so.
Vacation bucket list.
Water. With like no reservation. Water.
Answer, but I really Japan. Trying to learn how to hydrate.
Mute yourself.
Actively learning Japanese to hopefully maybe get fluent.
Wait, what? Give you a 5-year coffee? Wow.
Polar's trying to give you a worthwhile visit.
I don't know. I'm
trying
talking
to
about like that for.
get fluent in Japanese before eventually visiting Japan. I'm level 37 out of 60 in my lessons. I have been slacking seriously for like 2-3 months now. I have to catch up on it. I have a little widget here that says I have 1,297 to do. But I had the week off, so hopefully I can just do that. Like catch up in it. But I don't have a specific place in mind in Japan. But I have visited India before, by work, not by choice, but it was a good time. So I think that was sort of my one big caveat or problem with India is that everyone spoke like 7 languages and I spoke 1. So I want to be able to at least speak like one common language that isn't just English. Especially since I tend to stick out like a sore thumb. If anyone's seen what was the Bill Murray movie in Japan with Black Widow? God, I can't remember the fucking name.
Hey, what?
Indie movie
let's do the
in Japan with Bill Murray.
Lost in translation.
Bill Murray, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Whenever he's next to anybody, because he's also like my height, everyone is like at his chest or shorter. He sticks out so much, and that was sort of my experience in India. In the office park I was in, I was getting stopped every single day going in there. Like they didn't recognize the one tall giant dude every time, but they gotta do what they gotta do.
So to kind of elaborate, is it Japan for the culture, more or less?
Yeah. I'm sort of a weeb. If anyone hasn't picked that out.
Sort of. Just a little bit.
Squishy. But I like the culture. I try to learn more about like societally how stuff works there if I can, when I can, whatever my brain will actually like stick to. My experience everywhere. So yeah, well, it's less so here. It's because here the average height is usually, well, I guess it's around, at least among men, it's around 6 foot for the higher end, like a little under 6 foot. But on the train, I am just like a head taller than everybody. And someone who doesn't like to be like looked at or picked out in a crowd, I am always super notable. But yeah, so in summary, I'd go to Japan. Figure something out there. Translate for Sarah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Someone else go.
Are you okay? Are you going to make it? I'm literally watching the stream and I'm like, Ty, are you okay?
I'll be right back.
Okay, I can wait.
I'll be right back. You guys continue. 1 second.
Okay, here, I'll go then.
Okay.
No worries. Take your time.
Stay alive.
I'm going to copy Tim's answer. I want to go to Japan. Interestingly enough, I worked in a Japanese restaurant for 4 years and really learned a lot about the culture and the food, like the real food behind the facade of a sushi restaurant. We woke up every morning and we had, rice and cream for breakfast and things like that. Like the interesting food. So I literally just want to go for the food. That's the only reason I want to go. Not necessarily. I mean, like, I like the culture. I think it's cool. I just want to go and have like authentic food and experience it in their world. kind of a situation. I just want to be okay. Yeah, I guess I do want to just immerse myself in their culture just for a little bit and just really like get that full experience instead of just the really good snippets I've had. So Japan would be mine as well. And I'm done. I'm just like,
Okay, I'm gonna go next. So I'm gonna echo Tim and Power, and I also want to go to Japan.
shall we make this a trip?
Mostly for culture. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, but like we're talking like dream vacations, not like something I can actually do. Um, the like Japan, I think it would be awesome for culture, food, the sushi, the everything about it just seems like it'd be fun. I think that the the way that their cities are set up is cool. I think it would be cool to go into like some of like their shops and stuff. I find it interesting that like you can go into like some places around here and go and get like older games. You can go into some places in Japan and get like really old games still in boxes that are like brand new, and for some reason they just have them on their shelf, and it's not like outrageous prices like here in the States, and like just stuff like that. The idea of going to a Japanese Pokemon Center is just like so cool. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of things. If it was like something that I feel like realistically I would do, because I don't think that I would travel to Japan due to like flying and stuff, it would probably be going to Pittsburgh. Uh because I love the Pittsburgh Steelers. I would love to go to a home game. You got the Hershey's factory, the Crayola factory, very cool places to tour, and things like that. So if it's like realistic, like I would go to Pittsburgh. If it's like dream and I don't have to worry about flying, then I go to Japan.
I was gonna say you could take a boat, but I don't recommend taking a boat to Japan.
Yeah.
I've been advised by my friend in the Navy to don't get on the boats.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Man. Venus, you want to wrap it up before you wrap back to me again?
Yeah, I'm gonna completely flip script because all of you guys are talking about Japan. I want to go to Europe. I don't necessarily care where in Europe, preferably like the Mediterranean, like Italy or Greece or Spain even. I'd be fine with France, Britain, England, Ireland, Scotland. I'd be fine with literally anywhere in Europe. I just want to understand what it's like to not live like 300 to 1,000 miles away from the next country. And especially being from Florida, where it's like it's water and it's in other states. That's literally all you get in Florida. I just like the idea of being able to go somewhere and just immerse yourself. And I wouldn't want to go to like. I'd be fine with going to see like the major tourist attractions, but I'd be more interested in seeing like the smaller towns and villages and seeing how they live their lives and being a part of them.
Really on that. I did that whenever I went to Mexico. I did the same thing. Like I didn't go to Mexico to really like to the touristy spots. We did more. We were on a cruise and we got off the boat, and instead of going to all like the tourist things, we got a taxi and literally said to the person, we were like, yo, take us to like all the local places that no one else ever gets to go to. Like take us to your favorite places. And that was probably the most fun. That was probably the most fun trip I've ever had, to be honest.
Yeah, that sounds
You got to really
fantastic.
see like what it was like to live there. And that was super fun. So I'm totally with you on that. Totally with you.
All right, I think my voice has recovered. All right.
Armin makes a good point, actually. I would love to go to the Arabian countries.
Oh, nice.
Oh, boy.
So, like, before my coughing fit, and thank you for you guys for kind of going for the flow for that. It's a cat. We have to admire the cat.
Skittles. Say hello to the camera, Skittles. He hates this.
Jesus.
Hello, little baby.
So, I don't know if my voice will survive the rest of this, but the one of the here, let me just go over this real. So one of the side effects of removing the esophagus is that my vocal cords are right there. So this is how it kind of feels like. The vocal cords at one point were not able to clamp to make a sound. So after the operation, I really couldn't speak for at least a good couple months, and that was very humbling because I literally could only gasp and like say certain things. So that's kind of what I feel at the moment. I don't know why. It's kind of weird, but maybe because the cough is kind of exasperating everything in my throat right now. But in terms of the bucket list, I was born in Australia. If you did not know that, you now know. Again, I reminded people many times, and I have not been back there since I left. And one of the bucket vacations that kind of like popped up in my head recently that I really wanted to do, that I would think would be very, what do you call it, fun, would be like there's this it popped up in the email recently. That's why it's kind of stuck in my head now, and it's definitely what I want to do back when I ever go back to Australia. The Great Barrier Reef is one of those great phenomenons that are in Australia, where making for Tim. But there is the Great Barrier Reef is one of the really things that I never saw myself when I was down there, but they have this to describe this. I'm not really selling this, but I would like to go on this boat, this pontoon, and literally they built the pontoon so like there's windows underneath the water, you can see the marine life. There's glass on the floor. You go into the bathroom, take a shower. All the windows are peer out to the ocean, so like you literally have the sense of experience to be in the ocean, around the ocean, but also going back to where I was born, is Australia, and like that'd be like a conversation for like another podcast or another day. It's like, do you identify with being Australian? Like, if you look at my passport, it does say nationality Australian. Are you definitely American? Culturally, there's many things that define who I am. I'm also Asian. I also lived in the U.S. Like, so like that kind of branches out in another kind of like point tangents. Like, literally, like I would definitely have, I don't say like identity crisis at this point, but like there are many things I could identify with, and you look at me, you're like, you're not Australian, but it says it right here on this piece of paper. But other than that, like Australia would be definitely a place I want to go, and definitely a place that I would want to go back and revisit, because I haven't been back since we left. And we left, the only reason why we left, and just to kind of not go too touchy because that's a different story too, is that when we were all, my family was basically like living in South Vietnam. So when South Vietnam fell, everyone like disbanded to wherever. So like most of my mom's side of the family landed in Philadelphia area, like this area. My dad's family, some landed in Texas, some landed in Oregon, but they kind of doesn't move the way down to California. So my family's kind of spread out all over the U.S. And other than that, the only reason why my family ended up in Australia is that's like we got sponsored. But I wasn't even born yet, so I'm not even there at this point. My sister was experienced like being a refugee. It was very, very, I guess like very eye-opening to see that people were leaving countries to go to another country on boats with like literally what they could carry to get out of the country. But yeah, they were sponsored to Australia, and then when they got there, that's where I was born. So like you could see the dilemma. Like I say I'm born in Australia. I'm also Vietnamese, but now I live in the U.S. and I consider myself American. Like, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things. Like, I could change that into a long conversation, but that kind of goes back to like why I want to go back to Australia, because like it is part of my background of who I am. Like, well, where I am. Like, if you think
What
about Jim,
age did you move away?
9. When I was 9 years old. But yeah. But yeah.
That added to your story.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I moved away when I was 9. Sorry, but yeah. If you knew me since then, the only other funny story to add to that is like that I was when I was young, I still had a certain accent, but I don't have it anymore because of puberty. But to say, if you knew me when I was a kid, I would definitely have sounded Australian because living in Australia, I sounded. But yeah, it's like something like my background I've never gone back to, and it's been a while since like I've ever been back, and we left so long ago. And my sister like did take a vacation at one point, but yeah, I have never been back since then. And one of my friends, like I have my childhood friend. It's very funny. Like we only connected like maybe a couple of years ago. He's like, well, whenever you're in town, if you come back, you'd have a place to stay. So I have a place to stay if I make it back to. Love the idea that he pitched his voice up and he goes Aussie. Seriously, but yeah, like definitely it'd be one of the things where I can go back and have a place to stay, or like go back and just experience what it like to be back there. But yeah, that was my bucket list. All right, so I don't know. My voice can continue. I don't know. If there's anything you guys want to bring up, anything, I'm gonna leave this open to you because I know it's not really the time we usually end. But anything you guys want to talk about, anything going on, anything you want to bring up, is kind of an open forum. Not that I didn't have time to prepare for this podcast. I did, but it's been a long week.
You're always the one to prepare everything. So,
I have.
Yeah, you do literally everything for this podcast. We're just like, you have to think of one question and show up.
Yeah.
That's a show up.
The one time you don't prep like a whole thing in advance is the one time where we're like, well, we didn't have anything, so like.
Oh, well, you put it that way.
You.
Tommy. Oh. I just say, like, I feel like, I always ask you guys, and like sometimes it comes up, and yeah, like we talk about Genshin, or we can talk about something else, and then like.
Always talk about Genshin.
I mean, me and Purpose can keep talking about Genshin for another 2 hours until we normally stop if you'd like.
That's fine. I mean, like, it's the thing, it's like, it's just friends talking about stuff like, Power, if you know Power, do you know how the origin of this started? Like, do you want to kind of hear it? All right. So the origin started is that I was streaming kind of like by myself, because usually at Fridays I would have been doing Warzone with Winter, but then Winter got invited to do it with like another group of people, so she went there. So I was still doing my own stream. So I played a couple of games, and I told Tim, come play, and then we can do one game like later that night, and that was Apex. So we played Apex for a while, and then there's a clip that's in my archive that are winning by default, because Tim never played Apex before, and we were just messing around, and like we won a game. So we were like just off the high of winning that game, and then Venus sees that we're still up.
We won by default.
Yeah, we won by default. So Venus sees that we're still up. Venus comes by and says like, why are you guys still like, you're old men, you guys should be in bed now. And like, I don't know what happened. We egged her all enough that we were in Discord. Just like literally she joined Discord. And then we started talking, I think someone dropped in and started talking about, was it Dungeons and Dragons? If I can remember that correctly.
We started talking about D&D, and then that brought in Purpose.
That in purpose. And then that point from the Purpose and the research started. God dang it.
Yes, this is not
This side.
This clip.
You can unmute time.
Now we do this once a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God, not Wees.
Wees.
No, other side.
This is some of the like, I don't know, 2 a.m.
I was over here.
Not where you're at.
Over here.
Wasn't even 2 a.m. at that point. I don't know what time it was. You guys were up so much later than I usually see you. I was just like, why are you guys online? Go to sleep.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be in bed.
It's the delay. It's the delay.
And then Purpose heard Dungeons and Dragons, and he was like, oh no, I've got to be in this conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the
This
left.
side. This is the side. 'Cause every
Yeah.
time you yell at
Oh,
me,
right,
I
it
move to
was,
the other, you're like, no.
Venus, we got you to join because we were talking about ages, and I was
Oh, yeah.
challenging
Yeah.
you.
I'll tell them many. Right here. I see it. Right here.
And you were
How
what?
old I am.
Okay.
I was
Fine.
challenging you about like how old do you think I am or something.
Oh yeah.
What a journey.
Mm. What a journey. We just did a whole Dungeons
Yeah,
and Dragons
we went on
campaign.
a
Just
So does
Fine.
anyone have any
Fine.
secret talents or skills that they've never shared before?
Oh yeah, that's the one I didn't go over yet.
You can move my Adam's apple like a necktie.
Wait, what? You can move. Oh, you can move like a necktie. But you like said remove the like a necktie. I was still confused for a second. Okay, there you go.
I've
I
already
can't
dislocated
Something
my
that I
shoulder.
can prove.
Well, no, I guess I can. I can also move my Adam's apple like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
next. Okay.
It's something a lot of people can do. It's just
I
something
didn't
people don't
think
know they can
about
do.
like I haven't done it in so long that I was just like, I used to be able to do that, and then as I'm saying I used to, it's like I reached up and started moving. Oh, yep, I can still do
Yeah.
that.
It was a palpable silence.
Yeah, Tim. We know
When
Tim
I-
can
and
dislocate
everyone's
his
like,
shoulder. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can dislocate my shoulder, but that's sort of well known. I just dislocated this one. Like, you can't really see it. There's no real way to like show it, but pull it out.
I think this comes to power because I was very curious. Like when I figured this question, what does power do? Because I don't know him as well.
TikTok.
Like TikTok.
Like, what do I do? What do you mean? What do I do?
Well,
What do you mean,
What
do?
secret talent? Like, what can you? What?
I mean,
What would you
I-
say you do here?
I do everything.
There you go. I see what that's such.
I mean, like for real, like there's not much I don't do. So like something that I haven't gotten to share yet, but I'm going to be sharing this. My plan was to share this summer, but it's been so hot I couldn't get out and do it, and I didn't have the equipment and stuff for it. Like I wanted to do welding art this year, and I didn't get to go out and do it. But that's like one of my favorite things to do is like I'm an arts person, so like. When I say I do art, like I do all kinds of art. Like I take, where do I even have it in here? I'm trying to see if I have it like near me. Might be. Oh, it might be in my bedroom. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
2 seconds.
Hold on.
Ahmed, if that is a talent, then I guess I could say I have that talent too. There have been times that I've slept like 18 hours in a day. So, yeah, I can do that.
I think it's downstairs, and I'm not walking all the way downstairs.
And for anyone wondering about Power's setup, those
I
are
was
just
going to
dark punchy
ask-
shadows behind him. It's definitely not a green screen or anything like that. He just
No,
has
of course not.
I
Absolutely
was
not.
going to
Right.
ask.
Why would you
like,
ever
that-
even think that?
That's okay.
the whole thing with Power's whole setup, it just makes me think of Kolbowski's setup, like with like the boards on the wall and stuff. I wanted to know when you became his roommate.
First of all, Kabowski could never be as cool as me.
I didn't say that.
Second, he obviously stole all of my room styling ideas. And third, I moved in with him last week. To answer your question, no, it's fine. No,
There you go.
I mean, I literally. Okay, so I guess to answer your question, because I said everything. I mean everything. Like Nuka makes fun of me all the time because Nuka's always like, every time I talk to you, like I find out you've done a different job, and it's because literally I've had so many jobs and done so many things. Like I love construction. I do construction work. I work on cars. I do I like art. I know how to garden well. Like I'm a green thumb. Like I love to garden. If you need it to like, here's the best way that I always like to tell people: if you need something to survive in an apocalypse, I probably can figure out how to do it for you, because that's like my superpower is knowing. Like I feel like I have that weird mind that I do like just about everything, like everything. Like I cut hair. A lot of people don't know that I'm a former hairdresser. So I don't know. I could do
When
there's
I
lots of
do-
things.
When I do get my hair cut, I'm gonna go down and visit my grandma, and then I'm swinging by, and Power's gonna give me a mullet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're not going to get just a regular mullet. You're going to get a mullet with a rat tail, because I feel like that needs to really be brought back.
young Padawan.
I mean, I feel like a rat
Getting
tail
that
is like
Mongler again.
the next like level of what people should bring back, because I had one until I was like 9. So yeah,
Nice.
That
I don't. I
Mongler
could try to
is
think
so
if I have any
real right
talents
now.
though. Like
Yeah, same
everything.
here.
Like I mean, everything I do. Like it's gonna sound so egotistical. I'm so freaking talented. I can't even tell you all my talents because I do everything. That's what it literally
Is the
sounds
talent.
like. I mean,
Yeah.
double-jointed. You could do that. Does that count? I don't know.
There you go. Well,
I eat peanut butter.
Yeah, I guess there's the.
That's what I do. That's my talent.
Fucked up thumb thing.
oh,
I don't know how to like show it, but like.
okay. There you go.
While we're on the subject of things you fuck up your hands at recess to do.
Hey, okay.
I only can crack my knuckles because I wanted to so bad that I used to just like do it, like hurt my hands until finally they could do it.
Oh. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, power, I think that I'm in the same boat. Like, I don't know what would be a talent. I guess it's kind of an obvious one, which I would feel like I would say that the talent is being, like, good with tech. Because I don't know, like I know some people will, like, look at a computer, look at this, and, like, Tim probably, like, more comfortable, like I am, like, how to, like, take a computer apart, put it back together, and do that. And, like, some people would be, like, would not know where to do, or, like, even figure out, like, like, some setting that you need to do to make this work that way. Like, I feel like just the comfortability with just, like, technology itself would be a talent, and, like, some people just don't have that. So, like, I feel like that would be it.
Yeah, Ty, I feel like you're the only person I've ever shared a brain cell with like only one of us gets to hold it at the same time. Of like, with this tech thing, like you solve it for me or I solve a thing for you. Like we take turns. It's never like a concrete.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely, for sure. I know it's kind of hard now because I feel like we're gonna go over stuff that's kind of obvious, but I guess it's not a secret or hidden talent. But has anyone see Vita's gonna hate me for it, just because every time it's like I'm streaming, I'm like I'm there, and the first thing I do is a song redemption.
First thing every time. As soon as Ty sees that I'm live, he's just like, "Hey, sing a song."
Exactly, and then like half the time I'm streaming, you can see. Am I supposed to? Okay. Wow. 1 second. I have the button for this. I don't know if this will work. There you go.
If anything, this is an ad for.
This is an ad.
This is an ad for subscribing.
It's ad for subscribing. I don't know if it actually plays though, because I can't tell because I'm still subscribed. But yeah. Singing is one of the things. Is like you've heard her voice. It's very, very. What's an ad? It's very it's a very beautiful voice, and I imagine. Do you actually do any singing, Venus, or just kind of like? He just came up.
I've always loved singing. I've always thought that I was a good singer. I've always been told that I'm a good singer. I remember in elementary school, I could never figure out if it was a good thing or a bad thing. But in elementary school, we were supposed to be singing along to the piano. And I guess I was singing too loud and too well that the music teacher was like, "You stop singing," so that they could like hear everybody else. And so I just had to sit there for like the rest of the lesson and wasn't allowed to sing because I was overpowering everybody, I guess. I was in choir class in middle school for all 3 years. But I didn't really take it super seriously. And then in like 10th grade, I think I was in like my high school choir, but I only did it for 10th grade because I did not like the teacher. And she wasn't really there the next year anyways because of health problems, so I couldn't have still been in it if I wanted to. But yeah, I've just always been a singer. It's always been a part of me. If I hear music and I know the words, then I just end up singing it anyways.
Yeah, and then you know what happens when I do that, right? It's like literally I redeem it. If I'm streaming, I pull you up.
Yeah. I'll go over to your stream and I'll be like, "Yep, he's doing it again."
He's doing it again. Exactly. No. I don't know. We kind of commented purpose. Anything? Or you want to share, maybe?
What are you even good at? Huh?
I'm good at partying.
On purpose, I like to party. There you go. Purpose is very, very. The introduction is. Yes, that's his introduction.
He starts talking, and you just hear.
Sorry. Oh, and then Venus, you see, Winter says she loves your song too. She loves your songs also.
Thank you, Winter.
Yeah. But yeah, like exactly. All right. So in terms of that, she actually is right. In terms of that, I guess I want to kind of wrap it up. So, and then there's the podcast. Thank you guys for being here. I know it's probably earlier than expected, but my voice is not. It's going up and down. So like, if I go for a lot longer, I probably will literally like conk out at one point. But I appreciate you guys for being here. We will be back again. Podcast again within a month time as usual. Thank you, Power. Oh my god!
The last Friday of every month.
Last Friday of every month.
Channel is when you find it.
Where to find it exactly. But appreciate everyone for being here. All of the raids, the Fuller for the 2 subs, Mr. 18 for the resub, Tim for also the resub, and for 4, I guess Penny sub before in the Warzone stream. But thank you for that also. We will. I guess we'll intro out. I guess I don't know. Just one more time looking at the little stinger on the way out. But thank you guys. What is going on? Hi.
Finally.
Hi. There you go. So the intro out. I appreciate you guys will be ending soon. So again, I will be back. Oh, one more announcement.
You have a new roommate, Purpose.
Yeah, for the I will be back Sunday at 1 p.m. for a cosplay stream with Winter, so definitely come by, check it out. There will be sub goals for that stream. Sub goals that will either evoke this or my hair. Also, so definitely want to come back and see something happen. That I think of some other goals for that. I'm gonna put those in. But definitely that will be and a real figure will be in cosplay costume, which is a big mystery that only a few people knew about what they are. Or actually, no. Yeah. I think Nuka knows, but I think mostly everyone else. I'm not doing cat bar. You can refund that right now. I'm not doing cat bar. Run the cat bar. I can't see anything. Wait, hold on. Can I? Tim, refund cat bar.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Okay. Hey. Yeah, thank you again, everything. We're gonna just transition out with the podcast. Thank you, Power, for being a guest. Appreciate you always. Good to know you more. Thank you, Venus. Thank you, Purpose. Thank you, Tim. We're going to end now. I'm gonna go to ending. Before anything else,
can't hear it.
you can hear. God damn it. All right. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go, but we're gonna end it. Thank you. Have a good night, guys.